face down. I've got more secrets than you'll ever know. Another year and you won't let it go. Too many times I told myself to hold on, but it's too late for me. Now I'm as good as gone.
Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
It's about time.
Shut up! I suppose we should get going.
Let's go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And welcome to the show, everybody. What's happening? It's Monday, April 9, Morning Invasion. Dex and Steve-O. Welcome, everybody. Live from the Dreamstar Remodeling Star 88 Studios. Are we ready for another week? Ready to do this? I don't know, man.
No.
I feel you. How's everybody's weekend?
Oh, dude.
I can't wait to hear. I haven't heard
I'm like
this
in
big story they gotta
shock
share.
that you don't know what I'm talking about.
Feels like every Monday we have a Steve-O story to look forward to. And I have not heard about this yet. All I know is that your son Jack Jeter performed at an archery tournament. Competed at an archery tournament this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, you can say that.
That's all I know.
You can say that.
Okay. All right. We're going to hear all about that coming up here in just a sec. Can't wait. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. Go to Star 88 FM, and you can watch the show. You can be a part of the show. You can comment, and you can watch us when we talk to our friend Diego Sanchez, because he'll be on the show.
Yes.
Coming up in the 7 o'clock hour. The Nightmare, UFC legend. He's had probably the most epic, legendary fights in the UFC.
He really has.
He was on the very first season of the Ultimate Fighter reality show, and he is from this beautiful city we live in, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Huge fan.
He's a legend. I
He
can't
is.
wait. It's been a while since we've talked to Diego on the show. So
Yeah, I haven't seen that guy since yesterday. It's been a really long time.
yeah, so his son plays baseball, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I love it. Shout out to the Southwest Snipers.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really, really cool because, Luke plays club baseball as well, and so there's a good chance on Sundays we're gonna hang out because
That's cool.
we see each other a lot on the baseball fields.
Well, he's a good guy.
He
He's a good
is.
dude.
Really, really good dude.
And you're gonna get to hear him. He'll be in this morning sometime after 7 o'clock, and we'll talk what's happening with him and also the whole Conor McGregor stuff. We got some details on that for you. Apparently, this is pretty cool. The UFC released some more footage of all the chaos that happened with Conor McGregor and all his thugs
Yeah.
at Barclays Center. And I mean, Steve-O said after he watched it, so it was set up? Because it totally does seem like a total publicity stunt.
It really
by
does,
the UFC.
especially because last night was WrestleMania. WWE WrestleMania in New Orleans. And watching that last night and then watching the footage that I just watched today looked pretty similar.
Yeah.
Looked really similar.
Mm-hmm.
Felt similar.
Oh, it's a soap opera.
Felt like... It just felt like...
Yeah, a lot of people are suggesting that it was all staged. And Dana White, the president, the big boss, told TMZ, quote, "That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life." Yeah, I honestly think Conor McGregor, he made himself Conor McGregor by doing crazy things.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, I don't think this is going to hurt his career at all. I think it's just going to make him even more popular, and which is disgusting because I hate the little kids have to look up to somebody like that.
Yeah.
That's going to, throw things at a bus. I mean, he could have killed somebody. He could have caused permanent damage to those fighters. He could have really, really, I mean, it could have been a lot worse. And we'll hear. I got a clip from Dana White too, talking about the fighters and the retaliation, and because I guess he talked to Conor McGregor finally.
Mm-hmm.
So we got that for you coming up.
He was at WrestleMania yesterday, Dana White.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Front row. Front row, rooting on his favorite fighter in the history of all time, Ronda Rousey.
How was it? How did she do?
She was amazing.
Yeah?
She was born for the WWE.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I loved it. I personally loved it, as did the Jeter boys.
Good.
Brody Parker was jumping up and down and freaking out because, Ronda Rousey. I don't know how many of you guys watch WWE. We never do, but it was like, dude, it's WrestleMania. You got to watch WrestleMania. So we were just chilling at home, watching some good old wrestling, and it was a lot of fun.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, it's WWE. There are a couple times where it's like, come on, bro. Like, she got Triple H in an armbar, and it was like, yeah, he could probably fight that off because he's really strong. But there's like one part where, Stephanie McMahon's like, yeah, you're not going to armbar me, like blocking Ronda Rousey. And I'm like, come on.
Ugh.
I'd wondered how much Ronda had to like try and not go full beast mode. Do you know what I mean? Like, because she'd break her.
Yeah.
But
that's funny.
They had to have some drama.
Yeah.
They had to make it seem like she was a human. So
I bet Brody lost his mind.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys can text in 505-585-LIVE. That's our live line number. And you can also call in 505-338-3700.
Yeah.
Tell me the story. What happened?
Dude. So did you see the photo that I posted?
Well, the only photo that I saw was Jack holding the trophy.
That's all you saw?
Yeah, I didn't spend a lot of
and
time.
That's not even a trophy for him. That's like for his school.
Oh.
His school did really well.
Yeah, I guess now that I think about it, I really wasn't on Instagram or Facebook a lot this weekend.
Okay.
So, yeah, I missed all that.
You missed it.
Ugh. I feel like I need to go there now. Should I?
Don't, no.
Oh.
Not if you don't know the story. I'm kind of mad. I mean, it's only like the greatest moment.
Gosh, the only time I don't go to Instagram and I miss it.
578.
What the heck, man?
All right, so here's what happened. Can I back it up just a touch? My kids are all baseball players by nature because of me.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Jeter, when he was like 12 years old, just felt like baseball wasn't his thing anymore. He was kind of he hadn't hit his growth spurt yet, so he was shorter than everybody. He hustled, he worked really hard, but it didn't seem to matter to the people around him, especially the people that mattered, like his coaches. He just was always sitting on the bench, and he hated it. And he worked really, really hard, and it broke my heart back then.
Yeah.
So you always want to see your kid succeed. And he comes to me and says he wants to try archery because at school they had it in PE, and he hit the bullseye. And then his second arrow, he hit the other arrow in the bullseye.
Yeah.
And it was like this Robin Hood story. And I told the story when it happened a couple years ago. And so fast forward to 2018, and my son,
Whoa. Sorry about that.
this last weekend competed in the state championship for archery.
Okay.
Now, a year ago, he competed in the state championship for archery, and he crushed it. He was in first place right up until the last heat. And a really, really good archer named Aiden beat his score by 3 points. And so Jack took second place overall, like the second best score out of elementary, middle school, or high school boys and girls last year. But he was still pretty bummed because he didn't want second place. He wanted first place.
Yeah, he's a champion.
So he just had been training and working really hard because he believed he was going to win the state championship.
Okay.
Well, fast forward to Saturday. So Jack Jeter competed in the state championship, and he looked at the, there's throughout the day, you're like there, and there's TV screens, and it's showing like the list of winners or the list of scores and everything. And so he saw the score that he had to beat, and he was like, okay, that's not as good as my score was last year. Last year he shot a 282.
Okay.
A 300 is a perfect score.
Wow. 282.
282 is pretty impressive. So it's like a bullseye is 10, bullseye, but outside of the little bullseye is a 9. Like it's, whatever. I don't want to go through that one. So he shot a 282 last year. So he gets up there, and the kid that beat him last year shot a 285. Ooh. I mean, it's like, that's really impressive. So he got up there, and he shoots, and he's looking really, really good. And he steps off, and he shot a 284.
Ooh.
So he's like, he did better than he did last year.
Yeah.
We run out to the leaderboard, and we're checking everything, and there it is. Jack Jeter, 284, first place by 11 points.
No way.
So we're waiting, and it's like, yeah, Jack Jeter, first place. So it gets all the way down because kids shoot different heats, different times. There are 1,000 people competing.
Sure.
1,000 people. So they got 30 lanes across the convention center in 2 different halls shooting at the same time. So 60 kids going at a time. There's hundreds of people there, parents, everybody's watching. But for the most part, you're shooting with 40 other people, so the pressure's off. It's cool, no bigs, whatever. So it gets down to the final heat, and the kiddo that shot last year and got first place shot a 281.
Oh my gosh, no way.
But another kid shot a 284.
Oh.
Tying Jack Jeter for
No
first
way.
place. So they're talking, and the judges are like, well, I mean, it's pretty rare that, this type of thing happens. So let's go to, okay, well, we got to go to the scorecards because the tiebreaker is the number of bullseyes. You have 30 shots. Out of 30 shots, let's see. This really, really rad kid, Josh, had 19.
Okay.
Jack Jeter scorecard. Jack Jeter has 19.
No way.
What do we do? So in the state of New Mexico, you go to
Shoot-off?
Shoot-off.
Yeah, shoot
It
off.
was like a movie, bro.
No way.
So they go to a shoot-off. Now, it's supposed to be the time where it's the presentation of the trophies and, they're just handing stuff out.
Sure.
But
No.
they have to decide the state championship with the shoot-off between 2 kids. So they removed everything else from, the shooting alley except for their targets.
No
And
way.
there's 1,000 people in there sitting there watching.
Could you hear
as
a
they
pin drop?
Yes.
Oh, I bet.
So, all right, they come up in 5 minutes. You guys got to prep. Meanwhile, I got to meet Randy, who is Josh, the other kid's dad, member of the Starmy, listens every day. He was like, how cool is this? 2 believers shooting for first place.
Heck yeah, man.
No matter what happens, it's going to be amazing. And I'm like, I agree. And then I look over at my son, and he's just kind of looking around, and I'm going, I'm going to go talk to Jack and see what's happening. And I go over to Jack, and I'm like, kiddo, are you ready? You got 5 minutes until the big shoot-off. What's going through your head? And he says, what's going through my head is someone stole my bow.
Oh my gosh. What?
Someone stole my bow. His bow that he shot with was not on the rack.
No
Literally
way.
everyone else's bow from his school
No way.
kicking it on the rack. So they're looking around. Well, there's one other archer at his school that has a similar bow. She had to leave early because prom, blah, blah, blah. Maybe she accidentally took his.
Sure.
They're frantically calling. She's not answering the phone. They don't know what to do. The judges come up and they're like, are you ready? And his coach is like, he needs more time. His bow has been misplaced. And they're like, sorry.
Oh my gosh. No way.
Kid's got to shoot.
So,
And we're taking the stage at this time, and he's got to shoot or forfeit. And it's like, okay. And so Jack's just sitting there, and I'm going, why is this happening? Why is this the worst thing ever? Because he's been thinking about this day for 1 year. 1 year.
Oh my
He's been
gosh.
going, he missed
yeah.
the state championship. He missed first place by 3 points last year. And so this year, finally, it was like, he did it, he got it, and then this really incredible kid named Josh, boom, 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 and they're tied,
Yeah.
and then the tiebreakers is bullseyes, and they're tied in that, and it's going to a shootout. Seriously, somebody stole his bow.
Oh my gosh. So what did you do?
So the sensei goes over, and they have these crappy little practice bows.
Oh my gosh.
And he says, okay, well, he's going to have to use a bow he's never shot before. Can we let him shoot a practice arrow? And it's like, no.
Oh.
Do we have time to like tune the bow and make adjustments or anything? Nope.
Oh my gosh.
Kid's got to get up there and shoot.
No way.
So Jack has to get up there with a bow he's never shot before in his life.
A practice bow.
They each have 3 shots
Oh my gosh.
to crush this or to not crush this.
This is awesome. Oh my gosh.
Now, to be fair, Jack never said someone stole his bow. He came up and said, I can't find my bow.
Oh wow. What a good kid.
Yeah, right? He never once
So
went
innocent.
negative. Yeah. It was
That
like,
hasn't been corrupted
I can't
yet.
find my bow. And I'm like,
Oh.
well, did you misplace it? Like,
Just leave it in the
It
bathroom?
seems
What-
impossible.
what?
There's
Heck.
your case. There's everybody else's cases. Like, the entire archery team is like shuffling through cases to
Oh
make
my
sure you guys didn't put the
gosh.
cases. Like, and so it was this moment of chaos, and he's handed this neon green bow.
Oh
that
my
he's
gosh.
never shot before, and so then pressure's on, and he's standing up there, and they announce their names, and there's seriously like 1,000 people in this convention center just staring at these 2 boys. The composure of both of them was incredible because what do you do?
Yeah.
You have 3 arrows, and it's like, may the best archer win. And so Jack stands up there with a bow he's never shot before.
Who shot first?
They shoot at the same time.
Same time?
Targets next to each other. I mean, it was like,
Wow.
I wanted to throw up everywhere because, one, I gotta be honest, and I told him this before, dude, you're in a shoot-off
Yeah.
for the state champion. Like, win or lose in this moment, I am so proud of
Oh
you.
man.
Like, no matter what happens, dude, just get out there and do your best, and it's gonna be amazing, I promise, no matter what. And so Jack gets out there, stands next to this kid, Josh.
Oh, man.
Who is the coolest kid?
Yeah.
And they go, like one at a time, they draw, and boom. And I'm watching both of these arrows fly. And they both hit pretty close.
Yeah.
And then the second arrows fly. And they both hit
Oh.
pretty close.
Yeah.
And then Jack was taking his time a little more. Josh, third arrow, boom. And Jack's standing there, and it's like one more arrow. And I can see, and I didn't know if Jack was just so composed, but it's like, if Jack hits the bullseye here,
Shut up.
I'm pretty sure he's going to win.
Shut up.
So with a bow he's never shot before in his entire life, Jack Jeter hit 1, hit 2, hit 3 bullseyes.
Shut up.
And won the state championship! You got the with a practice bow? Yeah, dude. What? You got the touch. Are you kidding me? I'm not even joking right now,
That's
dude.
the greatest story ever.
with a practice bow he's never shot before.
Jack Jeter. I gotta go to
There
Instagram,
you go.
guys. It's on the story. Oh man!
That kid stepped off the stage.
Holy cow!
And I'm telling you, it was like a movie. The place erupts, everybody's losing their minds, and like they walked over and clearly like, boom, Jack Jeter is your state champion.
No way!
And the place is going crazy, and I'm like, there's a video out there, and I scream louder and harder than I've ever screamed in my entire life.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
That's so amazing.
There are like these few, like those rare, like crazy, overwhelmingly proud moments, like you know what I mean, where it's just like I think I'm gonna faint. I think I'm gonna pass out. Luke Jeter, when they won the baseball like state championship,
Sure,
phenomenal moment. This phenomenal moment, like, and he came off the stage, and we both like. If you go look at the photo, to me it's like my favorite photo I've ever seen because we both just started crying. Like there's nothing more, and it was like I could barely get out the words to tell him how much I loved him and how proud of him I was.
You're killing
but
me,
he
man.
did it.
Oof.
Here's the best part. The winner of the state championship, the prize is a brand new bow.
Shut up. Did you ever find the bow?
Oh, it gets better.
Oh, good. What happened to the bow? This is crazy. If you missed this story, you got to go back after the show and listen to the story because it is unbelievable.
Dude, I couldn't believe the composure this 12-year-old kid had to get where he was, especially after last year and being in first place all day, and then to lose by 3 points because a kid shot 3 points better than him, to get all the way back, to be in first place throughout most of the day, and then in the final heat, once again, boom, tied for first place. Okay, well, let's go to the tiebreaker. Oh, the tiebreaker is also a tie. Well, we're going to have to go to shootout. And they said this never happens. Because the odds of...
the odds of that happening?
You get 30 arrows, you get your score, and so the odds... odds of a tie, okay. But the odds of the tiebreaker also being a tie are like astronomical and never happens.
Yeah. And what are the odds that one of them loses their bow?
And so then they're standing there. There's everyone is watching. It's not like your normal heat where you're just taking your shots and there's, a bunch of kids on the stage and like people are watching their own kid. It's like you and one other kid on this stage with everyone watching you.
Wow.
And then it's like, oh, by the way, your bow was taken. I mean, they were like stacked so high against him. And like, I think what made it all the greater was that not only did he not like lose his composure, he never lost his faith because he said, Bible tells me that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I knew I could do it. And
Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry.
And I was like,
man,
dude.
It
was a moment where it was like, cool, bro. Like, I don't completely suck as a dad.
Jeez.
Because my son
let's face it,
somehow
it's all
did
Chrissy.
way better than me. Yeah, that kid. And so then when he was finished and they're like congratulating him, like, the game, New Mexico Game and Fish department, they're in charge of everything. And they're talking to him. And Jack looks up and on the freaking stage where the judges were are 3 bows just kind of laid out. The quote unquote lost and found, if you will. And guess what was on the stage? His bow!
Do you think
the judges had his bow the whole time?
Do you think somebody took the bow? That just seems. And then afterwards, they're like, "Oh, we'll just turn this into the judges."
I don't know. But I do know that after the award ceremony, after he had received a brand new bow, it was like on the stage, like he went up to accept, that's how he found it. He went up to accept like, hey, and number 1 for New Mexico boys, Jack Jeter. And he goes on stage and here's your brand new bow. And it's like, yeah. And then he's looking down on the stage and it's like, and there's my old bow. hey,
my bow.
That bow that's right here on the stage, where you're standing.
Oh my gosh.
Is my bow. So he gets off the stage and he's like, Daddy, that's my bow. And I said, you know what, bro? This is a way better story. Like, it was incredible to me that he never like freaked out.
Yeah.
He is a 14-year-old kid. You know what I mean? Like,
Man, that is such a. I mean, that could be turned into so many different sermons. That story. I mean, there's so much in it.
yeah.
And man, what the heck?
Yeah, dude.
I'm blown away.
And shout out to Josh, the other kid who shot as well. Like, I just couldn't believe their composure.
That's so cool.
I couldn't believe it because it was like I would be throwing up all over myself, and both of these boys were just like calm, cool, and I guess that's why they were on that stage because they
Wow.
were
Well,
the
yeah.
best.
I mean,
they were the absolute best.
I mean, archery, that's ridiculous.
Dude.
That is one of the hardest things, right? I mean, that takes a lot of skill and patience. And man, I'm so proud of that kid. That is amazing.
Yeah,
Good for you, Jack.
yeah, it was really cool.
Whew. So what
And
happens
so-
now? What does he get to compete somewhere else? or-
Actually, yeah, you can go to, I believe it's in Kentucky in nationals, and he can compete as a solo archer if he wants. But it's like we haven't even talked about it. Like I don't even know.
Wow.
So it was crazy. It was absolutely
that's
crazy. I'm telling you guys, like my emotions just, it was insane because I was freaking out for him. Like, no, his bow is still, and his sensei was going, don't worry, we're gonna figure this out. And you know what? I promise you, Jack's gonna shoot his bow. That's what he told me. Jack's gonna shoot his bow. Like we're gonna,
Wow.
and the judges are going, no, he's shooting right now, or he's gonna forfeit. And it's like, well, kid's not gonna forfeit.
Yeah.
Here you go, kid. So if you want to see the photo that I'm talking about, it's up on my Instagram at SteveOJeets. I promise you, it's tough to look. I've looked at that photo a solid 15 times, and I cry every single time
I bet.
because it's one of my favorite, if not my favorite photos.
That's really cool.
Chrissy took the photo. I didn't like give her props on the Insta story of taking the photo. You know, the best photo I've ever
Yeah.
seen in my life.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, and I'm like, hey, it's not about you right now.
Nah.
It's about my son, Jack Jeter, who is a state champion.
That's amazing, man.
So, no bigs. My 14 and 12-year-olds are already both state champions in their sport. Jack's a state champion in archery. Luke, last year, Paradise Hills Little League, they won the state championship for baseball. It's cool.
yeah,
cool.
the Jeter boys
So,
are legit, man.
You guys
they
need
really
any
are.
advice on how to parent your kids? Her name is Chrissy Jeter. You want to talk to her?
Oh, whatever. You both are just phenomenal parents. You really are.
Shout out to Britt Romney and Seth who were there for his
awesome.
like when he shot the first time.
That's so cool.
Dude, it was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, it was an incredible time. That's funny. Jarrett said, "So where's the GoFundMe page for his nationals trip?" Yeah, right? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why we haven't talked nationals because it's
Yeah, that boy needs to go.
stupid expensive. I know.
That's so cool.
I know.
Yeah, if you missed this story, you guys have to hit us up on demand after the show. YouTube or Facebook, we'll upload the show. And that's a crazy story. That's so cool. Man, we got a huge show for you guys. Coming up in the 7 o'clock hour, UFC fighter Diego Sanchez. The Nightmare's going to be in studio. We'll see what's happening with the Nightmare, and we'll talk about Conor McGregor.
Yeah, dude.
That'll be fun. You guys want to text in 505-585-LIVE. When we come back, we got some headlines, and we'll find out who won the box office. Gosh, don't really want to talk about it, but we will when we come back. From the Dreamstar Remodeling Star 88 Studios. Hang out.
I'm Daniel, and it's time to get in the techno. Have you heard of a stingray? No, not the pancake-shaped fish that took out Steve Irwin. It's a mobile phone surveillance device that mimics mobile phone towers and is used to track people without their knowledge or consent. They're also capable of collecting info on phones of everyone in the area. The Department of Homeland Security says it has observed anomalous activity consistent with the use of stingrays. The problem is, they didn't put them there, and they don't know who did. They could have been placed by criminals or foreign spies, and the DHS doesn't even know who's using them. The use of stingray devices by law is being tracked by the ACLU, who has identified 73 agents in 25 states that use their own such devices, but believe there could be many more in use, which are not formally declared. I'm Daniel, and now you're in the Techno on Star 88.
Matt Chandler says, God does not regret saving you. There is no sin which you commit which is beyond the cross of Christ. A Star 88 solar flare.
Taking me some time to understand. Living in the past, not demand. So I'll run from it, I know I will. Maybe when you're drunk, you'll call me up and talk about the girls you used to love. While the years go by, you're catching up. Well, I never thought that I had 23% of singing songs of times I loved before and lost when I wrote. Will I remember what I done or what I People talking, drown in their own words, protect themselves from things they haven't heard. While I run from it, I know I will. Oh, I never thought that I had 23% of singing songs of times I loved before and lost when I wrote. Will I remember what I done or what I I never thought that I had 23% of singing songs of times I loved before and lost when I wrote. Will I remember what I done or what I did? Who I was, what I did
Andy Stanley examines the life of David in this Star PowerPoint.
This was the posture that God desired for the entire nation, and they just wouldn't stay there. They wanted a king. But in their second king, they found a man who understood the perspective that God wanted the entire nation to maintain. And in this king, we discover a man who maintained a perspective that your heavenly Father wants you to maintain and wants me to maintain throughout my life as well. He says this, no one who hopes in you will ever be put to shame. No one who hopes in you will ever be put to shame. And then he writes something that kings don't write. Then he documents a thought for us that kings don't generally embrace. It's so unusual. He writes, guide me. David, you're the king. But guide me in your truth and teach me. For you are God, my Savior, and my hope is in you all day long.
That's Andy Stanley with a PowerPoint on Star 88.
What's going on in the news today?
Fire broke out at the Trump Tower. Authorities say Todd Brasner was found inside his apartment and later died at a hospital.
Neither President Trump nor any members of his family were in the building at the time.
Chemical weapons attack outside Damascus.
A 22-year-old man shot 3 people on a charter bus in Illinois.
A van crashed outside a popular bar Saturday afternoon in the German city of Munster, killing 2 people, injuring almost 24 other people.
A truck-bus crash in Humboldt, Saskatchewan, Canada.
Raising awareness. That's the goal during what's being dubbed National Crime Victims' Rights Week.
A knife attack downtown Indianapolis.
National Guard members are mobilizing to help at the U.S.-Mexican border following President Trump's orders.
Scott Pruitt has received death threats because of his bold actions at EPA.
Sexual assault retrial of comedian Bill Cosby.
Spookiest movie to come along in a while.
Who are we?
if we can't protect them?
A quiet place in which there is a lot of whispering. Number one at the box office,
Spoiler
$50 million bucks in its opening weekend.
The trade dispute between the U.S. and China continues to ramp up.
14% of adults with autism or developmental disabilities hold a regular job, and it's often in maintenance or cleaning services.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. Tex and Steve-O. Morning Invasion being brought to you by Press and Heart, screen printing, live printing, graphic design, pressandheart.com. Good morning. It's Monday, guys.
It is.
Welcome to it. Live from the Trim Style Remodeling Star 88 Studios. Coming up here sometime after 7. The Nightmare, Diego Sanchez, UFC legend. He'll be in studio to talk about, the UFC. Has he got a fight coming up? Maybe.
We're going to talk to him.
Okay.
There's a lot going on in his world, man.
All right. Can't wait. It's coming up in the 7 o'clock hour. We're on Facebook and YouTube live. You can go there, Star 88, and you can watch the show. Go subscribe. And we're looking to get to 1,000 subscribers, guys, so make it happen. We're getting close. Do it right now. Share it with your friends. I'm just stalling because I don't want to start that Hollywood.
Weird.
Cheater family, they're just winning everything.
Yeah, speaking of, I'm told I should write a book. If anybody's life needs to be an AMC series, it's yours. Shootings outside, car accidents, state champions. You know, just everyday life. Oh.
Before you start this, I forgot I was going to update everybody about my dad.
Yeah, we have so many people chiming in asking how your dad's doing.
So my dad's back at home, so that's awesome news. I mean, seriously, thank you if you guys prayed for my dad.
Yeah.
And last week found out that, he got rushed to the hospital because he was bleeding after he went to the bathroom, and so they rushed him to the hospital and found out that he had some internal bleeding, and at one point his heart stopped and he stopped breathing, and they had to revive him and bring him back. And they ended up diagnosing him with Crohn's disease, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Crohn's disease, which, at least there's treatment, which they can treat it. And he's doing a lot better. He spent a few days in the hospital, and seems to be all of his food. He's been eating solid food since yesterday, I believe, and so everything seems to be good. So he's back home, and he feels better. So thank you for those prayers. Just glad my dad's okay, because that was a scary moment, man.
Yeah.
All right, back to you.
Back to me. Oh man, hold on. All right, everybody. I've been so excited all weekend to talk about this. All right, okay. We play a game called Hollywood Hits, where one of us correctly identifies the box office, the other one is a poop face. All right, woo, yeah. Last Friday, we made our guesses. We took our picks. One of us got mocked because we said there was going to be a movie that's a little different, a little odd, going to be in first place. And one of us tried to go the safe route. And who's dumb now? Let's go to the tape. What do you think's going to be number one?
Ready Player One.
You flat out think, period, then it's going to be number one at the box office.
Yes. I said Ready Player One.
You did say Ready Player One, which wouldn't be a bad pick because it was number one a week before, and if you want to be safe or whatever about it, that's cool. But if you know film, excuse me, if you know the theater like I do, if you believe certain people like John Krasinski has the power at the box office with his real-life bride, Emily Blunt, a movie he stars in and directed. A movie that looks like you'll pee your pants out of terrifying anxiety and fear. You choose wisely. I'm going to a quiet place. That's right.
Number one
at the box office this weekend, I believe, will be A Quiet Place.
You're wrong. Okay. Darn. Unreal.
When will you ever listen to me?
Well, you know, just because you've won 2 in a row, big deal.
I mean...
Big deal, man.
The John Krasinski horror movie A Quiet Place opened at the top of the box office with $50 million.
Wow.
It still blew away everyone's expectations. Like, people said it was going to be great. They weren't expecting it to be this big of a weekend for A Quiet Place.
Yeah, you know who freaked out over it? Chris Pratt.
I know that I'm not supposed to be driving and shooting a video at the same time, but I'm stuck in traffic. I just got out of A Quiet Place. You have to go see this movie.
Why didn't you tell us that before?
Cancel your plans, stop what you're doing, and go to the movie theater. I cannot tell you how freaking dope that movie is. That will scare the crap out of you.
Okay, that's enough out of you, Chris Pratt. Whatever.
You know he's not the only one. Ryan Reynolds tweeted out,
"Really?
I've seen A Quiet Place twice in one weekend.
Oh my gosh.
See this film. John Krasinski and Emily Blunt are my new parents. Congratulations, Ryan."
Wow.
Yeah. Congratulations, comma, Ryan.
Okay.
My brother saw it this weekend, and my brother never calls me to talk movies because he's like kind of, you know, when Scotty and I talk movies, we usually like disagree and argue and fight because he's like, Terminator 1 is better than Terminator 2. And I'm like, you're wrong. And he's like, Aliens is better than Alien. And I'm like, I don't even know you. But he hit me up on Sunday and was like, Steve-O, dude, what are you doing today? I'm like, we got baseball. What are you doing tomorrow? We got baseball. What are you doing Tuesday? You know how this goes.
Yeah.
It keeps going the same. He's like, bro, I'm calling it right now. That's the best movie you'll see this whole year.
No kidding.
And I was like, dude, Avengers is coming out in 3 weeks. And he goes, I'm telling you, bro, that's the best movie you'll see all year. He said, I never use this word, bro. Masterpiece. And I was like, Scotty just said masterpiece. No joke, dude. Anybody who's seen it has been like blown away. Now, granted, it is a horror movie, but it is also PG-13, which is another reason why I picked it, because I thought, you know what? It's not some crazy, gory horror genre R-rated film with blood and chaos.
I didn't even really hear about this movie at all.
Dude, the horror film is predominantly shot in silence. Complete, terrifying silence. It's John Krasinski's directorial debut. You may know him as Jim from The Office. Yeah. And everybody's freaking out on it.
All right. Parents, hey, you should probably watch it first before you let your kids watch it.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
Chris Pratt later on said, it is unlike anything you've ever seen. It's moving. It's inventive. I cannot endorse this movie enough.
Whatever, Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Anyways. James Gunn, director of Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. A Quiet Place was everything we hoped for and more. Give a shout out. Jimmy Kimmel said, I hate scary movies, but I loved A Quiet Place. Well done.
Yeah, we get it, guys. We get it. We get it, all right?
Wow.
Okay.
I cannot endorse this movie
Seriously?
enough. John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, 2 kids. You just got to go see it. You just got to go. This is the movie. You watch. This is the movie. This is the movie. I'm really, really stoked on this movie. I love the movies. Go see A Quiet Place.
How crazy is that?
You know what? If Chris Pratt tells me to go see it, I'll see it.
You know, Chris Pratt was Instagramming with our boy Diego, who's going to be in studio in the 7 o'clock hour.
How cool would that be?
I want to talk to him about how he's now like buds with Star-Lord.
Yeah.
We got to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, the weekend top 10, A Quiet Place, number 1, $50 million. Your pick, Ready Player One,
oh my
still
gosh.
second place.
Yeah.
It made $25.1 million.
25.
I mean, that's respectable. That's up to 96 million already in 2 weeks.
Quiet Place
good.
doubled that.
Unbelievably, somehow, Blockers was third. That's that new John Cena movie.
Yeah.
However,
No,
John
thanks.
Cena last night, WrestleMania, Brody's favorite wrestler, he came out. He didn't have a match, and he was like, I need my WrestleMania moment. And he kept calling one in particular wrestler out who never showed up, who never even got back to him saying he'd wrestle. And then right there in the ring last night, because, it's not staged, it's all real. He had no idea this was going to happen. The Undertaker showed up.
Oh my gosh, The Undertaker.
And put John Cena to rest. R.I.P. John Cena.
Oh wow, he
beat him.
Well, of course he did. It's The Undertaker.
Brody was freaking out, and then Jack said he was going for The Undertaker, and Brody started crying.
Oh.
He's not going for my wrestler. And I said, yo, dude, you got to understand, this is The Undertaker. He's like a legend. He's been Jack's favorite since he was your age.
Yeah, he's like 500
I'm going
years old.
for John Cena. And he's like, okay, do you think he's going to win? And I said, no. No, baby. He's going to lose probably, but it's okay because he's still a really good dude. And you can still root for him even if he loses. Okay. And then he rooted for him all the way till the 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
John Cena.
Okay.
R.I.P., bro.
What you get with messing with The Undertaker?
Fourth place, by the way, Black Panther. It made $8.4 million, and that might not seem like a lot, but here's the thing. That $8.43 million was really important because it has now made over $665 million domestically alone, which just passed Titanic.
Gosh.
To become the third highest grossing movie of all time. Black Panther!
That's my favorite.
I know, kid.
I'm just saying. It is now behind only Star Wars The Force Awakens and Avatar as the highest grossing movies of all time domestically.
Jeez.
Yep. Black Panther.
Until Avengers Infinity War comes out.
Oh, you're gonna make us talk about this. I don't want to talk about this.
Did you see it?
No, I did not. Guys, there's a new trailer for Solo, A Star Wars Story. No! I don't want to watch this trailer. I'm gonna see it. It's like
You're ruining the
month
trailer.
away.
You're after something.
I don't want to watch. I can't stop watching. Oh, look at that
Is it
plastic
revenge?
pistol. Guys, Solo has a new trailer and he's making us watch it. Oh, Lando Calrissian.
Money.
I kind of feel like they could have gotten an actor that looked a little more like Harrison Ford, but yeah, he'll do.
Or is it something else? You look good. A little rough around the
I
edges.
don't know why I'm
but
still
good.
watching this. I don't want to watch this. Why do you watch the trailer?
Big shot gangster putting together crew.
Okay, guys, go watch the trailer. Trailer looks awesome. What are people saying? Are they excited
You
for this?
and Chrissy are the worst.
Excited?
Last night, I'm laying in bed and she goes, Did you see? Did you see the trailer? And then she proceeds to say something in the trailer that I don't even want to repeat because I'm like, if people don't want to see the trailer, I don't want to. I'm like, why are you telling me these things? I don't want to know these things.
This person said, doesn't even feel like Star Wars anymore.
I mean.
Another person said, meh.
Okay.
Somebody said, utterly terrible music.
I like the next one. These new films are making me hate Star Wars. I'm like, okay.
Wow, this looks really dull. Still wish Solo was played by Anthony Gruber, though.
Who?
I don't know.
Gruber! Anthony Gruber. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
Somebody else said, I've got a bad feeling about this.
Because they say that
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. All right.
Moving on.
Pretty mixed.
I almost want to save this next one for Diego Sanchez.
Ew.
Our boy Diego the Nightmare Sanchez will be in studio in the 7 o'clock hour, Mountain Standard Time. For those of you guys watching on YouTubes everywhere else in the world, maybe you're on the East Coast. That means 9 a.m. Maybe you're on the West Coast. That means 6 a.m. Good morning. Sam says it's not a Star Wars movie. It's a Han Solo movie. Psh, duh.
Well, I mean,
Am I right?
But it's still a Star Wars movie, right?
What?
It's still a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
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 Sam, you're incorrect, sir. Chewie's in it. I mean, do you think R2-D2 and C-3PO are going to show up? Were they created back then? How old are they?
I don't know.
Wow, you don't know that? When did they create C-3PO and R2-D2?
I don't know.
What year?
I don't remember. Come on, bro.
You call yourself a Star Wars nerd.
Wait, are you being serious right now?
Yeah,
of course
man.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
When?
Have you seen episode 1? When they made it that
I don't
Anakin created C-3PO?
You know what? I don't remember.
Anakin, little Annie, the little kid.
Wow. What year was that?
So, yes, that
What
was
year was
far
that?
before. They were both around before Han Solo.
Okay. All right.
Ugh, I hope not. By the way, my girl Christy chimed in. Hey, Christy! To say that the little girl in A Quiet Place is actually deaf in real life.
No way.
She said she did an interview that really changed the way I saw the movie from a deaf person perspective. I'm telling you guys, right now the critics are just like eating up this film. Just eating it up. In the news, Floyd Mayweather recently said he would only unretire, but not for boxing, for the UFC.
Floyd Money Mayweather in retirement, Floyd. How are you enjoying retirement?
Retirement has been great, but as you know, and everybody know, I go in retirement, I come back. I go in retirement, I come back. Is it possible that I come back? Yes, but if I do come back, it has to be in the octagon.
Ooh, you know that's going to happen. All right, we got to take a quick break. Diego Sanchez, the Nightmare, UFC legend, going to be joining us sometime in the 7 o'clock hour. But when we come back, on Friday, our boy Dilbert, the comedian, joined us. I want to play a little bit of that because we have to talk to Dilbert sometime this morning.
We do.
Check to see how his comedy show went. So if you missed some of that, coming up right after the break, we'll play a little bit of that when Dilbert called us last week, talked about his comedy show. And if he was lying about his job, which I about died. We're live from the Dream Star Remodeling Star 88 Studios. We'll be right back.
Star 88 thanks Jake Canales at Doorway Home Loans for becoming a power partner. Jake Canales at Doorway Home Loans provides VA, FHA, USDA, and conventional home loans for purchase and refinance mortgages. Jake Canales, Doorway Home Loans, 505-261-5138. Doorway.com/Jake-Canales. Jake Can. Philippians 4:13. NMLS number 310617. Doorway Home Loans, a DBA of International City Mortgage Incorporated. NMLS number 222730.
Are you stuck in a pattern of negative thinking, depression, or fear? You can access God's power this very moment to control what you think, how you feel, and what you do. This week on Walk in the Word, James McDonald shows how God's Word gives us fresh traction to break free from sinful patterns. Hear the conclusion of our series titled Unstuck, all this week on Walk in the Word.
Make an appointment with James McDonald, weekdays at 12:30 p.m. on our sister station, KNKT 107.1 FM. Pastor Jack Graham and a Star 88 Supernova.
We don't die when we die. Our influence and what we leave behind goes on and on through our testimony, through our faith, through the investment of our lives, through what we live and give through our children. Our works will follow us to heaven. Works don't get us to heaven, but works do follow us to heaven, and we will be rewarded. So therefore, because heaven is so real and because heaven is so wonderful, it is so glorious, how should we respond? What is this word to us? Let me wrap it up by saying this. This is a word of encouragement. Jesus said regarding our future in the Father's house, he said, therefore, do not let your heart be troubled. The hope of heaven, the promise of heaven, gives us the strength to endure during hard days.
Catch Pastor Jack Graham, PowerPoint, broadcast weekdays at 10:30 a.m. on our sister station, KNKT. This is KLYT, Albuquerque, Santa Fe, New Mexico's fresh alternative. Star 88.
Listen, are you receiving my signal? Zero distortion, sir.
The Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up? Happy Friday.
Oh my gosh. Dilly. Dilbert, my old stump boy. What are you doing?
Not too much. Just getting up. I work at 8 o'clock, so.
Dilbert used to be my stump boy years ago back on the Buck and Deck show. He was fired multiple times. He quit multiple times, but still has a love and passion for radio, and he's now doing stand-up comedy. and we talk to him from time to time. And
help him with his career.
Okay.
Yeah. Getting ready for the comedy show this weekend.
Yeah, you have a comedy show you're going to be performing? Excuse me.
Yeah, I'll be performing tomorrow night for a competition.
That's cool.
What kind of competition?
It's a stand-up comedy competition. There'll be
That
like
makes sense.
10 to 13 comics.
Nice.
And then they do 3 rounds, and they pick 3 comics from each round. And then they do a wild card round, so that's 4 rounds. And then they pick 3 from those rounds, and then they do the finals. The winner from the finals gets to go to L.A., perform, and then gets to perform at the Big Sky Comedy Festival.
By the way, people are saying, get a job, go to college. You have a job.
Yeah, I have an awesome job.
What do you do? What do you do?
I work for a huge company. I work for a huge company.
That's cool. He's just not an elaborate storyteller.
Do you want to tell us what company that is, or is it just a huge company?
Well, no, yeah, it's just awesome. So
Wait, what do you do? Where do you work?
Let's just leave it at that. I love this.
You don't have a job, do you? Are you lying?
No, I do have a job.
Then tell me what it is.
And actually, I've got my bills paid and everything's going awesome.
Okay, stop. What's your job?
I sell. I do order processing.
Yeah, see? Nobody cares.
Order processing?
Nobody wants to know. He's trying to save the story. He works for a big corporation. Just leave it at that.
Okay.
I believe you.
All right. I don't. I think you're unemployed right now.
I believe you, Dobert.
No, I'm not. I'm employed and I work for the most amazing people. Like, they're just super cool.
That's cool. Who's your favorite coworker?
Who's my favorite coworker?
Yeah.
All of them. I don't have a favorite.
Oh my gosh! You are so caught in a lie right now. You don't work.
I'm not lying.
Then why aren't you telling us? Well,
oh man!
You're not being specific because you don't have a job.
It's okay.
I
believe
do.
you. I believe you,
I
Dilbert. I believe you, Dilbert.
No, I don't. Tell us what company it is.
I have a job.
You don't have a job. You don't work with anybody.
He totally has a job,
No,
guys.
you don't.
Get off of his back.
You don't have a job.
Man.
You're an... Oh, my gosh.
So dress up like Katniss Everdeen. People are mad at me right now, by the way, Dilbert.
Oh, man.
Let me be
Mad at
honest.
you?
Mad at me. Yeah, they
Why?
said, Steve-O, aren't you always saying don't patronize him or her like you hate the American Idol people? Quit patronizing Dilbert. Dex is trying to be brutally honest.
Totally.
He needs a lot of work. And I'm saying,
He does.
in total honesty, yeah, it's terribly amazing. That's what makes it amazing. You never know what Dilbert's going to say. And you're just waiting and waiting, and it gets like more uncomfortable. And I'm like, I think it's hilarious.
Dilbert, let me ask you.
I think it's a great shtick of like always being like, oh man, like kind of awkward and weird. You've just got to hone in on it.
Dilbert, let me ask you. I'm having a hard time believing that you actually performed at the last big comic show because there was no proof. There was no proof. We asked you to get it filmed. We checked the venue.
You can use this material
you can ask
on Saturday.
My friend who puts it on.
Yeah, exactly.
His name is Wayne Wilcox.
Okay. All right.
Listen. Somebody said that your jokes are like my back. Just when you think that it's starting to get better, you end up having to pop some muscle relaxers because it hurts so bad. That, if anything, you need to write all these down, and this is part of your shtick. You go out there and you say, you know, I'm a famous comedian, and I'd like to start off by sharing some of the comments that people have said all over the world about my show.
All right. Yeah,
And then
that's
you-
cool.
And then, and then you share all of these that they're just like, it's like dreadful. It's terrible. I don't understand. Somebody said, maybe you're just so far ahead of our time that we don't get it.
Maybe.
And we need to catch up.
Maybe. You know, and not everybody's going to think you're funny, but some people will.
Yeah.
So
that's why you just got to keep doing you.
Yeah, you got to keep doing you.
You
but
find what works.
I just want you to be real with us. And if you're not employed, that's okay. So
No, I am employed. I swear.
Well,
I swear.
Then why aren't you giving us details? Why are there no details? Are you ashamed?
Because-
Are you ashamed of your job?
Why?
No, I love my
I'm calling
job.
him out. I'm a friend. I'm calling him out.
Yeah, stop being that guy. You hate it when people call you out.
I don't. Just be honest. Where do you work?
This
Give me
is
the
it.
details. What's your company's name? You said you work for a huge company.
yourself as the world's worst comedian, and you're gonna win.
Are you working at McDonald's?
No, okay. The company is TruePhone.
Is what TruePhone?
Yeah, and they're a huge international company.
Huge. He does order processing. Would you like fries with that?
Why was that so hard to tell us? Like, why are you embarrassed by that?
I'm not embarrassed. I just I didn't know if I should give out the company name or not.
No,
That's
why
why
not?
I
Yeah, I agree. And it's like he's grilling you.
No,
like
I
he's
just
weird.
want that. Why can't you
No,
give out the
look,
company
'cause
name?
It's real, bro.
Okay.
Like, look, maybe he just doesn't feel comfortable with it.
Okay. All right.
No, I do. They're awesome. They're so amazing. and
Okay,
they
you can't
taste
say that
so
on our
good.
show. Stop it.
And
Stop.
that's what he was trying to not
No,
do.
I know. All I wanted to know is just where you worked, and you wouldn't tell us. You can understand why I felt like you were lying to us because you said, I work for a huge company. Okay, well, what is it? And you wouldn't tell us. You wouldn't tell us.
Well, no, I didn't know if I how to add permission to it or what. That's,
Why couldn't you?
Okay.
well, I didn't know. I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know what was allowed or wasn't allowed.
Yeah,
I was
we're
just trying to be
non-com.
respectful.
I get it. I get it.
Respectful to the company you work for or for us?
What?
Us.
Oh, what?
For us? Being respectful to us?
Yeah, 'cause,
or
you know.
to your company?
Oh, the company.
Oh, see, the company.
Yeah.
So, okay. Wouldn't the company want a radio station to put their name out there?
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing
Yeah,
this?
you're right. You're right. I was just. Oh.
You know what, Mark? Thank you. I have a history of Dilbert. If anybody knows Dilbert, I know Dilbert. I know the lies that he has been caught in. Am I wrong, Dilbert?
There's been some. Couple. No.
Just a couple. Okay. Yeah.
Good morning.
The Morning Invasion
Part of a complete breakfast. You're stupid.
with Dex and Steve-O.
Out of your milk, out of your milk. Why do you owe, why do you owe? So more than you got, more than you got. So more than you know, more than you know. The moon's right there in front of me, I can see with my mind. Right there inside of your love, but you're holding me down. The moon's right there in front of me, I can see with my mind. The moon's right there inside of your love, but you're holding me down. You're holding me down. Bottle of smoke, bottle of smoke. Follow the grid, follow the grid. But I spell the right, spell the right. When you spoil the kid, spoil the kid. And I just want a glimpse of it with my feet on the ground. And I'm not scared to climb. 'cause I heard the drum down. And I just caught a glimpse of it with my feet on the ground. And I'm not scared to climb 'cause I heard the drum down. 'Cause this is the world I'm swimming in, swimming in. And this is the morning when we're coming undone, undone. And this is the body now, filling in, filling in. And this is the morning that we both run from, run from. Guardian milk, guardian milk. Where's your mind, where's your mind? Water is warm, water is warm. Is that a surprise, is that a surprise? 'Cause this is the world I'm swimming in, swimming in. And this is the morning when we're coming undone, undone. And this is the body now, filling in, filling in. This is the morning that we both run from, run from. And this is the water that we're swimming in, swimming in. And this is the morning where we're coming undone, undone. And this is the body that we're filling in, filling in. And this is the morning that we both run from, run from.
The Morning Invasion.
The Morning Invasion. A place to laugh, a place to cry. Where you are challenged, where you can escape. The melting pot of all types, from the super religious to the atheist. A community of extended family, but also a place where individual characters are shocked that not everyone knows their name. Where everyone can be equally offended and built up as they wish. This is a point of collision. This is where we all collide. Prepare for impact. It is the Morning Invasion, Star 88.
ready for this? What?
The Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up.
Good morning. Dex and Steve-O. We are live from the Dreamstyle Remodeling Star 88 Studios. It is Monday. Gosh.
It's just a Monday morning. That's where we need Tam. We really need Tam.
It's just a Monday morning. Okay. Oh, man. Yeah, big show today. Sometime between now and 10, UFC fighter Diego Sanchez.
You know what?
We have faith in you, Diego. We know you're on your way. You're on your way. We know you'll get here.
You know what, jerk? I do. I believe. You just gotta believe, like my son Jack this weekend at the state championship.
Have faith, right?
Have faith, bro. He believed it, and he achieved it.
Yeah. Yeah. If you missed the story this morning, we kicked off the show with an incredible story about Jack Jeter winning the archery tournament over the weekend.
Not just the archery tournament. Okay.
What was it?
He is the state champion archer.
Heck yeah, he is.
The NASP, bro. Woo! The North American Satisfactory Police.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it stands for.
That's cool, man. Good job, Jack. Yeah, incredible story of Jack losing his bow. He's tied with some other archer, and man, it just you gotta go back. Yeah, incredible story. So check it out. All right.
National Archery in the Schools program.
Yes.
New Mexico State Championship.
Yes. Good job. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. You can go there and watch the show. You can also chime in 505-585-LIVE. You can text in, and of course you guys can call the live line as well instead of texting it and leave voicemails. We haven't checked them from over the weekend. 505-585-LIVE. Call it, leave a voicemail.
Next message. Monday morning, gentlemen. I gotta say, 2 years ago, when you guys reached out and grabbed a Clear Channel and Albuquerque Icon, I was really worried. I was really worried, Steve-O, that he was going to outshine you. I gotta say, like, you've held your own, and it's amazing watching you working right next to an Albuquerque legend.
I don't know if he held his own.
Steve-O, you've done great. Man, who'd have thought you'd outshine TJ Trout?
Okay.
Hey, man.
TJ Trout, really? Really? I'm so sick of that guy. For those of you that don't know, TJ Trout was a radio legend for many years on a station called 94 Rock. He retired a while back. Can we block that guy, please? Thank you.
Next message.
Hey, Dex and Steve-O, this is Matt, the Back Row Baptist. Wondering if y'all could give me a little help here. So I finished First Chronicles, and I'm halfway into Second Chronicles, and they still haven't gotten to Narnia yet. And where's the talking lion? I need some advice here.
Okay.
Thanks, sir.
Uh-huh. All right. Yeah, you're confused, sir.
Remember back in the day when we started getting voicemails and they were like, we love Star 88. The Morning Invasion is our favorite morning show, and we love you guys, and God bless. Have a great day. Yep. These are way better.
Yeah. Are they, though? Are they? I don't know about that.
Next message.
Hi, I just wanted to call and congratulate Jack on becoming the state champion.
Heck yeah.
I also wanted to congratulate Brody for becoming one half of the new Raw Tag Team Champions. You should be very proud of your kids there, Steve-O. That's pretty awesome.
Okay. You know, that's very nice. Very cool.
Hey, Diego's here. I got to go get him.
Yeah? Oh, my gosh, he's here, guys. Okay.
What now, Jerk?
All right. When we come back, the Nightmare, Diego Sanchez. He's a UFC legend, and we're going to hang out with him when we come back from the Dreamstyle Remodeling Star 88 Studios.
I'm Heidi, and here's what's happening. Did you know that Mesilla Park Community Church in Las Cruces regularly hosts free drive-in movies throughout the year? Neither did I. Well, it turns out their next event is almost here. It's coming up April 13th at 7:30 p.m. Drive up and watch the movie from the comfort of your own car, or bring a lawn chair and sit in the designated outdoor seating area. Food trucks will be on site, and there's going to be popcorn. But what about the movie? Here's a clue.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the space.
Still not getting it? Get there early and save a space to jam out before the movie. Here's another one. It'd be loony to miss this one. Come early and shoot some hoops and participate in special basketball-themed games and challenges to win special prizes. If you'd like your free event featured on Star 88, simply fill out the events form online at star88.fm. For What's Happening, I'm Heidi, and this is Star 88.
Dietrich Bonhoeffer reminds us that silence in the face of evil is itself evil. God will not hold us guiltless. Not to speak is to speak. Not to act is to act. Star 88 with a solar flare. Christine Kane challenges us to not just look at those around us, but to see the person as Christ sees them. In this Star 88 PowerPoint.
You know, my husband, he is an awesome man, but he has this incredible case of domestic blindness. And he will yell to me, Christine, have you seen the milk? Like, what do you mean? The 68 cartons right in front of you on that middle shelf. Or when it comes to, have you seen my shirt? Oh, the one that's hanging. All 15 of them in black, like Gary. There, it's right there. It's right. Do you see it? There's like this domestic blindness that happens. We could go through something and you could be at a supermarket with someone, they're like, did you see that person? You're so consumed in yourself, you didn't see the person that even scanned your items. You didn't even see the person on the side of the street. You didn't even see the pain or the suffering in the person in your workplace. You saw you kind of looked at a boss that seemed angry, but you didn't see the person behind it. It's amazing how much we look at, but we do not see.
That's Christine Kane on a Star 88 PowerPoint.
What's going on in the news today?
He's the best-selling self-help guru known for rousing speeches. Tony Robbins taking heat after these comments.
I'm not knocking the Me Too movement. I'm knocking victimhood.
The founder of the Me Too movement calling the video deplorable, taking Robbins to task on Twitter. If you talk to more survivors and less sexist businessmen, maybe you'll understand what we want. We want to live a life free from shame. Tonight, Robbins with a mea culpa that read in part, I apologize for suggesting anything other than my profound admiration for the Me Too movement.
Cardi B pregnant. The Bodak Yellow rapper debuted her baby belly on Saturday Night Live.
I'm finally free.
Billboard magazine reports that Black Panther has topped Titanic when it comes to grosses at the North American box office.
Need one more perfect read. Will it be his life-changing moment? Yes, it will. Captain America captures Augusta.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Dex and Steve-O. We're live from the Dreamstyle Remodeling Star 88 Studios. And you probably should go over to Facebook Live and YouTube Live at Star 88 FM because joining us in studio right now is the Nightmare Diego Sanchez.
What up?
Hey,
hello,
man.
Albuquerque. I love you, Burke.
Man, we are excited that you're here. I didn't have a whole lot of faith that you
I'm
would show
so
up.
glad because this is the best way. He even said, bro, trust me, bro. Back in the day, he's going to sleep in. And I said, he's not going to sleep in, dude. I literally hung out with him yesterday.
Yeah.
He'll be here.
Usually it was like Ricky having to come and pick you up or somebody would have to come pick you up.
Yeah, I can handle the mornings a little better now.
We're grown-ups, bro.
Yeah, you know. We had the whole, it was like my two kids were up and my wife and I looked over and it's like I was like, oh, my alarm's gonna go off at 6:30. It was 6:04. I'm like, man, they're up. I can't just let them be like outclass me. I was like, and like I'm like. Oh, good morning, God. Oh, Jesus. Good morning.
Yeah.
Okay, positivity. More positivity. Okay, I got this.
Is that the typical morning for you, trying to get out of bed, just angry at the world?
No, it's actually all right, you know. But yeah, you know, it just
sleep in though.
It just varies, you know. I'm usually a little bit of a night owl, so like I'll be up at like 11 o'clock, 11:30, doing yoga, doing stretching, like just doing my own like I'm always doing some type of training before bed.
Yeah.
Like if it's, you know, even if it's like praying and something, you know, I'm doing something, and I've always been a night owl. So then like I'll crash out, and then like my routine is, you know, me and my daughter, my wife will wake up, she goes to work and gets up early, and she's before us, she's out the house, and me and my daughter, we sleep in and we'll sleep in till about, you know, 8:30, you know, and we get up, we do our breakfast, we make the bed, we do our morning things, and I take her to school, and then I'm off to the gym, and you know, I do my day.
Yeah.
But so the early mornings, they're but it's a good adjustment, you know. I for Easter Sunday and Good Friday, I was like up before the sunrise on both days, and I was like, I like this.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah,
this is okay.
I think our bodies are just, I mean, we're stuck like this forever. We have to
probably.
have a morning show job for the rest of our lives, because like even on weekends, I wake up at 5:30. I can't
I sleep in. I think that's when I catch
You
up on my
sleep
sleep.
in?
I sleep in until 9 or 10 sometimes.
Weird.
Yeah,
I
just
can't.
because I'm just catching up on my sleep. Do you get like an average 8-hour? Like how much do you sleep? Do you sleep?
I sleep probably more on the average of 7.
Okay.
You know, maybe 6.
Okay.
But get this, like this Diego Sanchez for the longest time was train hard, play hard, work hard, play hard roller coaster life routine that I got ingrained in me, you know, from like being a 21-year-old and going to the UFC and becoming this breakout Ultimate Fighter star.
Right.
You know, like I had the hard work ethic. You know, wrestling season was on, and even in high school it was like wrestling season, preseason, you know, boom, all the way through the season. Then you know it takes its dips, and you know, hang out with the friends, and so when I got to be this famous fighter, it was like you work your butt off, then you know, after you win, you know, you celebrate, you know, for a month or whatever. Maybe for sometimes it was 2 months. You know, but this roller coaster thing, you know. Then I got married and settled down, and my whole life changed. But like it was like to break this pattern, you know, I had to find myself outside of a training camp. So now finally in the 30s, I'm getting everything dialed in, and things are going good.
That's good, man. That's awesome. Yeah, family changes things for sure.
Oh yeah.
I mean, do you throw kids in the mix? Oh,
schedules change, life changes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Values change.
Me and Steve-O, we were just talking about our club baseball teams, which are rivals. And
I don't envy you guys at all.
Dude, we're totally like we are the hooligans, they're the Southwest Snipers, and it's like this rivalry. But it's so much work. So much work. Much.
That's I take my hat off to my wife. She's an amazing woman, and softball was her sport. So, so baseball is their thing, you know, and I'm learning it. You know, he's taught me how to throw a curveball. We go up to the dam on Indian school, and I'm like, come on, just come with me. I'm gonna do my 3 5-minute rounds of my jump rope, and I'm gonna hit my sprints, and I might do some shadow boxing too. I'll be like, throw the gloves in my backpack. I'll carry them up. Also, we'll throw ball too. Before you know it, we're throwing ball for 2 hours. He's taught me how to curve ball. He's taught me how to knuckle ball. He's taught me all these throws, and I'm like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna look at this ball like it's a punch coming at my face. And work my hand-eye coordination.
I love that.
You know, okay, now I'm going to just close my left eye, only work with my right. Now I'm going to work only my right eye. You know, there's this baseball stuff there. This is good for fighting.
Yeah, dude, hand-eye coordination. That's amazing. I love it.
I do want to say, a lot of people out there, if you don't know anything about Diego Sanchez, let's just say Diego Sanchez he's straight up a lion. I mean, when you talk about like this guy's a fighter, he is Rocky. He's got the heart of gold, man, the heart of a lion. And I was watching some of your fights this morning on YouTube. I was just kind of going through, and I was watching the Gilbert Melendez fight.
Oh gosh,
oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, you've had some of the most epic fights in the UFC, and even if you lost those fights, they still were considered one of the greatest fights in the UFC. And you're still doing it.
You know what? I'm proud of that stuff, and I'm proud of all the accomplishments and everything. But you know what I'm even more proud of is the longevity, man.
Yeah.
So I got into this sport. I was only 20 years old when I got into it. I got into it right at the right time.
Yeah.
But when I was 22, around 21. I saw this movie, Hicks and Gracie Choke, and it really motivated me to do yoga. And yoga was what helped my body to get flexible and balanced.
Helped with injuries
and
stuff like
you know,
that.
it really helped prevent injuries and helped me work around injuries. And so I started doing that, which, you know, incorporates a lot of breathing, a lot of like meditation and stuff. And so like that, like that's a whole nother conversation. But longevity, you know, then Randy Couture being a 46-year-old world champion, you know, at the time when I was on The Ultimate Fighter, this guy was my hero.
Right.
You know, looking up to this old man who was coming in and he'd outwork us young men every single day.
Wow.
You know, Chuck Liddell was my coach. He was a different story. You know, like it was Vegas, and he was living the Vegas life. You know, like he'd come in like, oh, his voice is like this.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
And so, but I was looking at Randy Couture. I'm like, man, I was like, this guy, I gotta learn what I can. Even though he's not my coach, I'm gonna learn what I can from this guy. And I knew in my mind, if I could master the art of anti-aging and health and wellness,
Right.
that I could fight longer. And so if I could fight longer, I could do what I love longer.
Right.
So I got this at a young age, and now at 36, I feel better than I did at 26. It's really shocking.
Wow.
It's really amazing. But I had a really rough year last year, but I feel amazing right now. I feel great. I've been stuck in between these two weight classes of 170 and 155. And like right now, my walk around weight is 177 and a half, you know, and I'm getting really lean. I got an amazing nutritionist who did blood testing on me. I got all my food sensitivities gone. Like I eat 100% diet all the time. I don't have a fight lined up or anything.
Yeah.
And I've just found myself outside of training camp. And so it's really fun to see what's going to happen next. And I've been praying and praying and praying and praying and praying on it. And it's like, God, what do I do? Do I fight 55? Do I fight 70? I ask my coaches. I'm like, okay, all great champions, they have good advisors. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to ask all my coaches. I asked all my coaches, talk to them, talk to Greg Jackson. And Greg's like, well, if you could do it healthy, I want 155 would be better. And so I did it. I did 2 months of like strict diet, nutrition, like strict, and my weight's still up at 177, and I've leaned up. So I'm like, all right, God. And I'm like, all right, what do I do? I'm like, this doesn't help very much. I'm still kind of still stuck in between these two weight classes because the welterweights come down from 195.
Yeah.
So they're monsters.
Right.
And I'm like, so what do I do? And so at the end of the day, it's like, I'm begging UFC for the 165-pound division. They're not bringing it in. And I'm like, what do I do, God? Come on, what do I do? Like, do I fight 70s or do I fight 55s? Like, I'm stuck. And like, I'm going back and forth with Sean Shelby, the matchmaker, trying to figure out what I'm going to do. And I look at my last fight and I'm like, man, I felt so good leading up to it. I felt so good in there. I was like, and then I'm talking to God, and God's like, well, Diego, do I make you stronger or do I make you weaker? I'm like, oh, well, come on. Obviously, you make me stronger. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
come on.
and then so then I'm like, all right, well, and then he's like, Diego, I want you getting stronger every single day leading up to your biggest battles of your life.
Right.
Like, I don't want you getting weaker. I don't want you depriving yourself of nutrition. I want you to eat healthy. I want you to drink healthy. I want you to be at the prime of your prime, in your prime. I want you to be the best of your best, the strongest you could be.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, and then I think about it. I'm like, man, Thursday nights before weigh-ins, Friday mornings is terrible, man. You
Yeah,
wanna
I wanna know what-
listen to
yeah.
this. Listen to what these UFC fighters, what we have to go through. It's terrible.
Yeah.
We're getting ready for the biggest performance of our life, and so we check in on Tuesday. They check our weight. We have to be at this 15% of our weight, whatever, and so we check in on Tuesday. So the craziness starts right as soon as you fly in. You're not focused, man. Your focus is, all right, I got to start cutting this weight. So like you already like I'll already be sucked up. No salt for 10 days already. No. Listen, no salt, no electrolytes for 10 days. I'm already at 165. I'm at 165. I'm sucked up already, and this is Tuesday. And so then the process begins. I'm like, oh, this sucks.
Because you got to make weight. I mean, like this weekend, the main event, Khabib fought he didn't make weight. I mean, of course, he had like 48 hours to for this fight. But talk a little bit about that process, because people don't realize, for those that are not in like the fight realm, you go in there, you're saying 165, and you got to get down to 155.
It just sucks. And I want to be an advocate to get this equality in the sport to where the weight classes should be every 10 pounds.
Yeah.
So like, if you're a bantamweight, up to a lightweight, then you have that equality of every 10 pounds. So the weight cutting is not so bad for those guys.
Right.
But once you hit 155 to 170, it's a 15-pound jump.
Yeah.
Then from 170 to 185, another 15, and then from 185 to 205, you got 20-pound jump.
That's
so
crazy.
So all us guys, it's like you got to make a decision,
right?
And it's
weird because that's not even your
you-
true weight, though. That's what I don't understand. Is like you guys are cutting water out of your body just to make weight. But
No,
but
listen,
then
listen,
afterwards
listen
you
to
go
this.
up.
Listen how crazy this is. Okay, how extreme this is, and I'm worried about the fighter's health because I think one of these days, one of these guys is going to be so dehydrated and drained that he's going to get knocked in the head real hard and die. Not because of the hit, but because the hit he gave himself from just totally like killing himself, you know. And so we're already no salt, no carbs, and then I'm so like that's what I'm at, and I'm walking 165. I still got to get down to 155. I got 10 more pounds to go, and so this is a 4-day process. Where we're working out, we're doing our workouts, we're doing media, we're doing everything we can, we're trying to get our rest, we're trying to be at our optimal, and then Thursday night comes. Thursday night is when everybody does the final cut. Everybody does the final cut on Thursday night. So usually it's like 6, 7, 8 pounds. You know, 7. If you did a good job, if you did a good job, then you're more around 6 pounds. But you're already sucked, you know. You're already sucked up, and so when you're already sucked up, and you got to pull those last 6 pounds, your body's just so deprived, so depleted, and then you don't get no rest.
Right.
So 48
before,
hours,
like the biggest night of your life.
48 hours before the biggest fight of your life, where you're gonna put your health at risk. You're gonna do this to yourself, and you're getting no rest.
Right. Wow.
You know, like I mean, like you can't sleep when you're like that.
Yeah.
You know, so you do the final cut. It's like midnight. You know, you make the weight. Then you know you have weigh-ins at 8 in the morning. So you got to set your alarm for 7 in the morning.
Right.
You know, and so you're laying in bed. You don't sleep. You're restless. You roll around. Maybe you get 2-hour power nap. You know, like maybe.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm like, is this what I want to do?
Right.
Like my health is at risk. I wanna enjoy the rest of my career. I want to have fun. I want to embrace it. I want to fight with passion. I want to fight with that corazón that makes me who I am.
Right.
And when I'm taken away from all that, and then the number one thing that I lose when I go down to 155 is speed. And so I think about the greatest fighter in most people's minds is Bruce Lee. And so Bruce Lee, what was Bruce Lee's greatest attribute was his speed. He was faster than everybody. Yeah. But was Bruce Lee a Goliath? No. He was smaller than almost every single person he ever fought. But his speed, he was so much faster. And so speed is an element that when you cut weight, your legs are drained, you know.
Right.
Those I remember fighting Tekken Origami and just like having the hardest weight cut and like throwing the kick and even being in the best shape and just throwing the kick and being like, man, those kicks were way faster, like 60% faster. It felt like, you know, like I'm used to getting that foot boom right up to the face, and but it's like slow motion. It's not there anymore, you know, because you drained it and you depleted it all week long, you know. So,
dude, I love getting the behind the scene though, because for a lot of people, they just no matter the industry, it's like you think of film and television, or you think of radio, or you think of, like we were talking off air about that baseball life for our kids, and everybody wants like the celebrity or the fame or whatever, but they don't see everything that goes into it, the sacrifices that have to be made to even get to that level it's intense. You gotta, I mean, like Dex said earlier, Lionheart, right? Like there's a lot of sacrifice that goes into what you do day in and day out.
Do you feel like you're back to 100% when you get in the octagon that night, as far as like,
oh no.
No?
No.
Man, see that?
No, but you feel like you're you try to you try to biohack your brain and tell you you try to tell your brain like, well, it's an even playing field. Like,
right.
Yeah.
You know, he went through the same thing.
Through this,
yeah. And then, but when you get older, you know, that's the thing. When you're 25, your body's going to recover faster.
Okay.
Naturally.
That makes
just
sense.
because of the hormonal balances, and
Yeah.
you got more human growth hormone, more testosterone, but when you're older, you have more wisdom, you have more experience. And so the mixed martial arts it's a beautiful game to watch. And that's why you see these guys that are older, if they can get it right, and they can be really successful in their older age.
Yeah.
And you've seen it time and time again. My favorite fighter of all time is Dan Henderson.
Okay.
Man, he what he did, I feel so bad that I felt that they robbed him in his final fight. He fought for the belt and he beat the crap out of Michael Bisping. Like he beat him up bad.
Yeah.
And Michael Bisping, I got to give it to him. He had a lot of heart in the last couple rounds, and he did a lot of accumulation, just throwing a lot of punches and stuff, because he fought hard too, but I felt that Dan Henderson at 45 years old should have retired with the belt.
It's interesting that you brought that up, because somebody said they had a serious question. They're like, "Hey, this no disrespect, serious question." Because you see other sports, and like they mentioned golf, which is totally different than fighting. But should there be a quote senior division, age range senior division in fighting? And I'm like, well, that's interesting, because you see these kids come in, but then you see these guys come in, like you were saying, with that wisdom, and they have experience, and I enjoy watching those fights where you've got all over the gamut. But what do you?
In my opinion, and my answer to that question is no. I don't think there should be a senior division.
Okay.
I think fighting is something that when your time has expired, your time has expired.
Yeah.
And through choices and actions and decisions, and I think even your destiny. Man, even your destiny alone. Like, one man is a completely different genetic profile than the other man.
Yeah.
Like, so I believe, this is a Christian station. I believe God has set forth every man's destiny aside from another man. And so if you have the spiritual anointing to do this career field, you're gonna be blessed no matter what. If you're doing it for the right reasons,
right?
You know what I mean? And I always think all things work out for the greater good of those who know and love the Lord, but are called according to His purpose.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
it's funny because people usually leave out the second part of the scripture.
The second part.
Yeah.
I left it out for so long. I left it, and then I read it again. I was like, whoa. I was like, whoa. I was like, now that's why it's finally working.
Right. According to His purpose. Yeah, who are called according to His purpose. We all forget that. Because it's oh man, it's going to work out. I mean, this is what I want. And we never pause to think like, maybe this isn't where God wants you. Maybe this isn't where God has you. So I love that you brought that in.
They need to, but like some people, you know what? You don't need to be getting hit in the head at your older age.
Right.
You know what? Like you need to be doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? Like change the course. Like, you're done with fighting, make the switch to Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Make the switch to being a coach, like find a different avenue when the time is right.
Yeah.
And when the time is right, you're going to know as a fighter. And you see it in these guys who fight past their time. They don't have it in the heart.
Yeah.
And when it's gone here, if you don't have it in the heart, you could try to convince your mind, but you're going to go out there and you're going to fail. Yeah. And so you got to have it in your heart, number one.
Yeah.
And you have to have your health has to be number one too. If you're having signs of cognitive problems, your memory is not on point and your speech is not on point. Some of us speak better than others. And at 36, I'm also speaking better than I did at 26. Thank you, Jesus.
That's amazing.
Might have to come and take your job, Dad.
Yeah, dude, you know what?
Yes,
you could
dude.
easily.
I know,
You
right?
could easily, man.
I love it, man. I love it.
We got Diego Sanchez hanging out with us this morning. And, man, speaking about that, so there's gonna come a time where you're gonna be like, all right, I gotta step down from fighting because of my health. I'm not there anymore. What do you think is next? I mean, you probably can't say right now, but is
there's tons of things that are next. Yeah, there's tons of things that are next. Number one thing is that, like I said, I found myself outside of a training camp. So I lived this this roller coaster ride of this pattern of the work hard, play hard for so long, and I didn't even know I was doing it. And then I realized, I started having some problems in my marriage, and I really asked myself, I'm like, what Diego are you? Are you like this Diego, that Diego, that Diego?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I had to really go inside my inner self, with God, and be like, who am I?
Right.
You know what I mean? And so through this process, I really, really was able to find myself, and finding myself, it was a big release of fear. You see, because as a fighter, you'd be like, oh, what's next? And then, like, you have all this negativity. There's always going to be negativity. The enemy's always going to throw these darts, these arrows, these negative thoughts, these negative things into your head, or through social media, or through some person, who's a keyboard warrior or whatever,
especially like a quote celebrity. I mean, it's great, like on the daily, like trolls, or just, it could be reviews, it could be. I can't imagine the difficulty of being on that platform and already battling yourself with your identity, but then you've got 30 different people telling you who they say you are.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to me.
So this all goes back to the scripture that we were just talking about, called according to His purpose.
Right.
All right. So once you can become aligned with the divine, everything becomes possible.
Sublime.
No.
I knew you would. I knew you'd finish that.
I'm just trying to rhyme.
And so like the thing is, like, I've never really. I know that I'm not. I know that I'm not done with fighting. I love fighting, and I feel better now than I ever have, and I'm very excited for what is next. Yeah. Even if it is a David and Goliath match, like, I'm super excited. I'm in fight shape. I'm ready for a quick turnaround. I'm ready for a short notice opportunity. But after fighting, I know that I'm going to be called according to His purpose, and so right now I've been just like with my arms open like this, like, okay, God, what do you want me to do?
Yeah,
like,
man.
before it's time to retire from fighting, preparing for that next reaping season. What are you going to do? And so God's just been lining me up with all these amazing eagles, and I call them eagles because, like, if you want to soar with eagles, you got to be up there with the eagles. You know, you don't want to. I always listen to this song called Church. It's Church, and it got Joel Osteen, and it got this rapper called Slim Thug.
Yeah.
And it's so good. It's like, it's such a good song, and maybe you play it one of these days, but it's really, really good. And anyways, but I just been lining up with all these people, and I've just, it all started with Isaac Shermanator Marquez.
Yeah, man.
Shermanator.
I'm so glad you're going great.
So like, he just walked into the gym. He's like 2 feet away from the mat, not even 2 feet, like 2 inches, and he's standing there like a little baby that just wants to get on the mat so bad, but he knows he can't. And like, nobody in the gym is going up to him. Nobody. Everybody's focused on their job.
Right.
Their MMA is a selfish sport.
Yeah.
It is a selfish, very selfish thing. You have to make all those selfish sacrifices, and it is selfish.
Yeah.
And this is when I was training for Ally Aquenta, and I was in full Lionheart mode, and I'm like, I see him, I'm like, man, I just see a little guy there, like, just a little guy. I was like, man, I gotta go. His heart took me, and I went over there, and I'm like, Isaac. Well, I didn't know his name. I was like, hey, little buddy. And I was like, do you like MMA? He said, I love UFC. And I'm like, all right, right on. I love UFC too. That's what I do. I'm a fighter. And I was like, do you like to just watch, or do you want to train? He's like, I want to train. I said, well, go get your shorts on and come back, and we'll go through some training, and I'll put you through a workout. And so he comes back with the shorts on, and I'm like, all right. I look at him, and I'm like, I get his name by then, and I'm like, Isaac, I can train you for 15 minutes, and then I have to get back to work because I have a real big fight coming up. And he looks at me and he goes, I got my big fight too. And I'm like, oh man. All right, you just got to answer for every question, don't you? And I'm like, okay, so let's keep training. And then so we're training, and I'm just like, I honestly, I'm like, I want to just teach this, I want to just brighten up his day. I just want to brighten up his day, give him a good day, and he had a nice little trip to Jackson Wink Academy, and he got to get on the mats and move around and do some fitness.
Right.
And so we're working on stretching, and we're working on some animal movements, and I'm making it fun, and then after the workout's done, he doesn't want to stop, of course,
Yeah.
But so we're in the back in the cage, and I see he has a tattoo on his forearm, and it's a cross. And it says "Mom" in the middle of the cross, and I said, you like you nice tattoo. I like your tattoo. I said, look, I got one too. I got a cross right here, and I showed him my cross tattoo, and he's like, and then he looks me in the eyes, and he says, "My mom died." And so I'm like, oh, just like crushed me. Like I was like, all right, just throw that other workout that I was going to do out the window. I was like, and I know that Down syndrome kids or individuals, when they lose a parent, it's really detrimental to them. They sometimes never bounce back and never are the same person. So he said, my mom died. I'm like, oh man, like. So like I just have this heart for him, and then he tells me how and then he goes like this. Look at this. This guy's a little genius, by the way. Like don't let him fool you. Right. Don't let the Down syndrome kids fool you, because they're geniuses.
Yes,
and they know how to manipulate and twist. They do. No, they do. They'll wrap you around their finger in a different type of way than your daughter will. Your daughter wrap you one way. Down syndrome kid wrap you another way. With the genius factor, I swear. And then he goes like this, I'm gonna fight for my mom.
Oh.
And he said, and my mom gonna see me fight. My mom gonna see me fight. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right. So listen how I manipulate this situation. All right. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, okay, God just gave me this opening, this doorway. He opened a door for me to make another person's life better. Okay, so the way I'm going to manipulate this situation is I am going to manipulate his situation, this belief system that he has of this big fight, so that I can get him in shape and healthy so he can live a longer, healthier life. Oh, boom! Boom! KOU! KOU! Unhealthiness. Right. Okay, so then I get him on a diet. I'm like, no cheese, no salt, no bread. I'm like, no Cokes, no water. And I'm like, you need to eat salad. You need to eat lettuce. You need to eat veggies. And like, I completely get him manipulated into eating healthy. He's on it. He loses 15 pounds.
No way.
Yeah, he loses 15 pounds. His diabetes is like almost gone.
Oh, the Shermanator.
I mean, he and he's working out every day. When I'm like, I give him homework. I'm like, you better be training, or else you're not gonna get your big fight. We don't want to lose your big fight. And so we got to go to commercial.
You know what? Can we just pause for 8 seconds? We just have to do this little legal ID thing, and then we'll come back to you.
KLYT, Albuquerque, Santa Fe is Star 88.
That's our story, and we're sticking to it.
All right, we got the nightmare Diego Sanchez.
Yeah, boom. I was speaking on the Isaac Shermanator Marquez story a little bit, letting you guys know the inside.
You got to tell everybody what your Instagram is, where everybody can follow you, because I've been following along with you and the Shermanator.
Thank you. It is a Diego Nightmare Sanchez UFC, and that's my Instagram.
Yep.
And my Twitter is a little different. It's Diego Sanchez UFC, but very similar.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I get this guy all healthy, and he goes like this. He's like, "No more fat belly."
I love
no more fat belly.
In shape.
And
he is in shape.
He goes like this.
He looks good.
He sucks in his stomach. He sucks in his stomach, and like anytime like girls around, I hit him in the stomach. I'm like, suck it in. And he's just a little beast. And so we've been working on flexibility for over a year now. He can almost do the splits. And when this guy came in, he couldn't touch his toes. He was so stiff. So that's like I'm so proud of him, because like he is flexible now. Eventually, he's going to be throwing head kicks. He is a genius.
Wow.
He learns these techniques that I teach him. He's legitimately good now.
Yeah, dude.
Like it's amazing.
Now, watching him on some of
It's
your videos,
amazing.
he's like pulling off some pretty good technical moves.
And so listen how this all translates. Okay, so we I'm like, well, you know what? We have our own organization, you know, our own fight league. Why not? Why I tell Misha, the manager of Jackson's and Winklejohn, I'm like, why don't we just make this kid's dream come true? I said, I have a dream in my heart that God put in my heart. I said, God put this dream in his heart.
Yeah.
I said, if I could be a part of helping someone else achieve their dream, then hoorah, like let's do this.
Yeah.
like let's just do it. Like if the stars align, the stars align. So, you know, it just came together. We did it, and it was a sensational, amazing thing. And he went out there, he performed, he submitted me with the armbar, and it went super viral.
Yeah.
Like mega millions and millions and millions and millions of views.
We were talking about this. I mean, last week you commented on Chris Pratt's little Instagram because he was out there with the Nogaro brothers, I believe, and he immediately commented. I don't know if you even saw that. Like,
You didn't see that?
Dude,
No.
Oh, man.
Chris Pratt commented to you.
I know.
And said like,
I gotta look at that, man.
that's
I gotta
awesome.
look at that. I'm a major Pratt fan,
Dude, yeah, same,
and so
dude.
you know, I seen he liked one of the posts I put up when all this negativity with Conor McGregor and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, here's a little something positive for all you guys, and I put a video out and he liked it. So I was all fanboying.
Yeah. He commented to you.
I was fanboying. I was fanboying in my little workout room. I was like, no one's around. I'm fanboying. I'm fanboying right now.
Yeah.
Star-Lord.
Yes, dude. It was amazing. Yeah, and he commented and mentioned about the Shermanator and all the great work that you're doing with the Shermanator
awesome.
and how he's just a huge fan of you. And I'm going, Star-Lord loves a friend of mine. I'm like ultimately cooler now because I know a guy who knows Star-Lord. So yeah.
Yeah. My son, who's 11, he's like, do you know Star-Lord follows you on Instagram? I looked at him. I was like, no, how do you know that? He's like, the kids at school told me.
That's so awesome. Oh, that's cool, man.
But
Dude,
anyways,
it's so cool.
let's keep the ball rolling. You know, let's keep the ball rolling.
Oh,
we only have so much time. So we have Isaac Marquez, and this whole big thing happens with the dream and dream coming true. And I really realized, you know, and at this point I've been training him for 8 months, and you know, every single Thursday, no matter if I'm in a training camp or not, because I found that, you know, that it says in the Bible, you know, it's better to give than to receive. Well, I really started just falling in love with giving him that. You know,
Yeah.
I don't get no money from it.
Right.
I mean, I really fell in love with giving, you know, and the love that he was giving me, like 25, 30 kisses a day, you know, like about 500 I love you Diego's, like I fell in. He got me and put me into a little Play-Doh ball and had me in the ball of his hand, you know, and like he was,
Shermanator, man.
and he'll manipulate me. He'll be like, I like that bag. I like that bag. No, here you go, buddy. Everything UFC.
Oh, no.
No. I like that towel. I like that shit, Diego.
Okay.
I'm like, after like 10 months, I was like, all right, no more.
That's so funny.
I was like,
I'm on to you.
I was like,
I get you.
I was like, you're hooked up. And then he's like, it's my birthday. He told me it was a birthday, and he legitimately thinks that the 15th of every month is his birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he got me for 2 months before his birthday. I was ordering him presents online, and then his caretaker was like, his birthday is not until September. I was like looking at him. I was like, you got me.
You got me again.
Well, anyways, so Mike Winklejohn has a daughter who has a neurological disability. Like her right side of her brain just was not there. She was born that way, and it's created a lot of physical challenges.
Yeah.
Where you know her half of her body didn't work,
Wow.
and so martial arts for her was what got her over the curb, you know, like it really was a real true blessing for her. So Mike Winklejohn and Heather Winklejohn, they put together this program because it all started with her, but the real kickoff for the incredible adaptive MMA program was Isaac Terminator Marquez going viral. Because, you know, it really showed like the whole world that like, you know, anybody can do martial arts and martial arts can help anybody. It's a mind, body, spirit thing that is healthy. Even the release of just punching a bag like is a stress release for any type of human being. You don't have to be getting hit in the face. You could get a bag and work some ground and pound and be like going gorilla on that bag. And like afterwards you'll be like, I feel a little more calm right now. I feel kind of good.
We worked with my 12-year-old son, the one that plays baseball, because when he was younger, he had just so much pent up aggression, and our neighbor had a bag. I'm just gonna call it a bag for lack of a better term, and it was out front. And it was like, "You gonna do anything with that?" No, we just kind of rolled it over to our house, and it was in the garage, and we started talking about it because I think there's something to be said about talking to your children about anger and how to handle those situations, because Scripture never says you're not going to get angry. It says, in your anger, do not sin. So, like, the presupposition is, like, in your anger, meaning, like, you're going to get angry. There's times when you're just going to get pissed. Like, you're going to be so frustrated, and they're trying to process all of these emotions and don't know what to do. And it was like, Luke, we want you to kick the tar out of this bag. Like, just punch it with everything you've got and release that, because you know what? You're gonna get angry. And if you can learn how to handle that differently and channel that in a different way, like, it's gonna really help. And the funny thing is, since then, that was when he was like, 6, 7, 8 years old. Now he's 12 years old, and his emotions are different. He handles these situations way differently than he used to. No more like, I just want to punch a hole through the wall. It's like, and so it's incredible how it's real. Like, it transforms you, it shapes you, or reshapes you, if you will. So I love that. I love the idea of that, of getting kids involved in a healthy way, because unfortunately right now, we were talking this weekend, you got freaking Conor McGregor out there throwing hand dollies through windows and acting like a fool, and you've got these kids seeing that and thinking, that's what I got to do to be famous. That's what I got to do to be big, and acting like a fool, man. And so I loved it on the flip side. If you're just joining us, hanging out with Diego Sanchez, UFC fighter, and the story began with you training on your own and then seeing somebody else and just taking a moment and pausing and stepping back and going, I'm going to go talk to this kid. Like, one conversation led to everything that God is doing right now in your life.
Everything.
And it's
everything.
crazy,
It is so crazy. But listen to this big factor. Like, for the longest time, like, people have been telling me, like, Diego, you got to do the motivational speaking and you're really good when you get in front of a crowd, and like, years and years of like experience and getting better and getting better and getting better. But I was never ready for any of that. Like the spiritual man that I was, just the man that I was never ready. Like I told you, I was these 3 different Diegos. Like there was Diego Sanchez champion mode. You signed a fight. Let's get all high and mighty, aligned with God, like everything for God. We're gonna get this victory. And then there was the work hard, play hard. Then there was the Diego Sanchez. Okay, you won your fight or you lost, didn't matter. Either way, and then out of camp, you get a medical marijuana card, and then there's high Diego, and then there's the third Diego where you're the mix of the two. So I'm these 3 Diegos, and I'm like. It took me really finding myself, for my family, what Diego do they need? What Diego does my wife need? Me and my wife going through marital problems. And I was like, you know what? It is you, dude. Like, it is you. Like, you're these 3 Diegos. Like, I think she just wanted to marry just champion Diego. You know what I mean? And so like, I had to be honest with myself, real with myself. I got my stuff together, I got a line with the divine. I like that saying. Anyways, and like I said, called according to his plan, not mine. His plan, not mine. My plan's UFC champ. You're gonna get to the top, hard work, sacrifice, dedication. But according to his plan. And so now I've just been like, okay, I've been praying different. I'm like, Lord, like, show me thy will for my life, Lord.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Lord, I really want this big fight with Damian Maya, but if it's your will, let it be done. What your will, Lord? Like, will you help me get your will for my life?
Yeah. Man,
and
it's incredible.
And so as this is happening, all these ducks just start getting aligned in a row. It's like God just keeps bringing all these people, and I made those changes. And I stuck to my gun. I'm not walking the line of the world, and I'm not in the middle. I'm not double-minded. So as I was double-minded, I was like off balance. You know what I mean? Like and unstable. And so now I'm anchored in. You know what I mean? I'm anchored in. And anchored in with my church, me and my wife, we go every single weekend. We do not miss. We go to the Journey Fellowship, and we I'm anchored in now, and I'm making those sacrifices for him first, not for me first.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
dude, it shows. It's incredible.
It's
been cool hanging.
And it's not fake.
Yeah.
And the best part about it was that there's no fight.
Right.
There's no fight.
Right.
And this is the first time in my life that has ever happened.
Wow.
Because
So
it was always, you sign a fight and then you're back to your high and mighty, like, oh, let's fast and pray, and I can do all things through Christ.
Just a warrior.
No, it really, it's been this roller coaster. But now it's just like no fight, stable ground. You know what? Now you found yourself outside of camp, and the best blessing that it was I was able to let the fear go, the fear of what's next.
Yeah.
And because God's just like, don't worry about what's next.
Right.
I got you.
Yeah.
Right now you're gonna just like in my mind, what I get from God is like, just be ready, and it's like, and it's even cooler. It's like, son, don't get ready. Be
Right?
ready.
Be ready.
And so I've been like, okay, training like, I mean, like, I'm training beast mode. I mean, like training beast mode and diet, health, nutrition, just getting better every single day, Fruits, just keep reaping these fruits. But all along, I'm still doing the thing with Isaac Sherman and Marquez.
Yeah.
And I see this incredible adaptive MMA program, and it's doing great. Now all these kids are coming, and they're reaching out to the nonprofit organization that Heather and Michael Winklejohn have associated with, and they created it, but I see these kids, like the other day, a kid with no arm, no shoulder even, and he's 4 years old, and he's hitting the bag, and he's got the biggest smile on his face, and he's just beast moding it, and he's so happy.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, MMA is good for kids.
Yeah.
Martial arts is good for kids.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, all right. So my ball starts rolling. I'm sitting in church. Okay, I'm gonna get to the point. Because I ramble.
No, you're doing great, man.
This is
great.
awesome.
Great story.
But anyways, so I'm sitting in church, and like my pastor, he's speaking about the book of James, and like he's speaking on James and the book of James, and I'm listening, and I'm just sitting there, and he's talking about how, like, if you're gonna, he's like, if you're gonna give to something that's eternal.
Amen.
He's like, give to something that's gonna really make a difference in these people's lives. Because you could donate to any charity, and you know what? Maybe you might feed a hungry kid, but is that gonna feed them in their soul for eternity? Is this gonna impact their eternal life?
Yeah.
And like, I'm just sitting there, and I'm thinking, and then he goes on to talk about how in James speaks about how the widows and the orphans.
Yep.
Like, he's like, widows and orphans, and how God has this heart for these widows and these orphans. And orphans, like, is what really struck me. And so I was like, man, that, and then like the light bulb just goes on, and it's like ding. And I'm like, okay, that's what you want me to do? Okay. And I had already had all these other eagles that were lined up because they've seen what happened with Isaac Shermanator Marquez.
Yeah.
Their heart was so many people's hearts were touched by what happened with Shermanator Marquez and his energy and his character. And so they've been reaching out to me, you know, and wanting to meet with me and what can I do to help, businessmen, just great people, you know, successful, you know, older men that are reaching out to me and like, can I help with anything? Can I help with this? Can I help with that? And you know what? I said, you know, and one of them was like, I do, Matt Avila, he was the Albuquerque Man of the Year last year. And he's like, I can help with nonprofit organizations. I know all the paperwork. I know, I've been through the process. And I was like, and he's like, anything to help, you know. He's like, we brought in Isaac Shermanator Marquez. We talked, And I was like, yep. I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do my own nonprofit organization. And it's going to be called MMA for Orphans. Yep. And you know what? It may happen in 6 months. It may happen in a year. It's going to happen in God's timing.
Amen, dude.
In God's plan. And I'm just not fearful. I'm not worried.
That's incredible.
And I know that it's going to come forth. I know that there's going to have big time financial sponsorship for this. I want to have kids flown in, working, you know, maybe they're here for a week, maybe they're here for 2 weeks. I don't know. But I have an ultimate vision for you know, like bringing these orphans in for mixed martial arts. And even if just because I think that they're in a stage in their life, you know, middle school kids and that to where they, you know, they could go one way or they can go the other way. They can go heroin. They can go drugs. They can go even just like marijuana can be such a drug that can get them started. And then I've had my dealings with it. So I'm the guy. I'm the guy that talk to these kids and be honest and be real and speak an eternal message at the same time. You know, I want to speak all of this. This is all because of God. So it's all still gonna be for God. And I don't care what the government says about, you know, oh, we can't talk about God in schools and this and that. I'm gonna do a spin-off program, which is an anti-bullying, because we also need anti-bullying, which is now that we got all these kids that are going into the schools with guns and shooting. And so they need, I believe Albuquerque needs me, you know, a real true Burqueño that was born and raised here, you know, that these kids have seen since they were little hitos, little 4 years old, 5 years old. They were watching me on the TV fighting. Now they're in middle school. And now that Diego Sanchez, that crazy fighter guy, you know, who's this violent animal, you know, is going to go in there to these schools, you know, and I'm going to talk to these kids, and I'm gonna tell them, you know, like, and I'm going to and I'm going to take Isaac Shermanator Marquez with me. And I'm going to be like, look at this guy. You know, if he's in school, are you gonna treat him different because he looks different? Are you gonna be his friend, or are you gonna make him the black sheep? Because this is what's going wrong in America. It's not the hate that the bullies are putting out there. It's that there's no love being put out there. And so I want to do this message. And I feel like God's put me in that path, and I think He's always had me for this path. But I was never ready for it. So like it was all on me. I was the work hard, play hard guy. You know, now that it's just work hard. You know, now things are changing, and everything's changing. I'm excited about it. I'm having meetings. I'm going forward with it. You know, like I'm not fearful of the process. I'm not fearful of who it offends or if anybody's gonna get their feathers ruffled. I could care less. God put it in my heart, so I'm gonna do it. I'm going full force with it, and I want to help change you know, these kids' direction. Put them in a better, just be a positive light for them. Be a positive light for them. You know, tell them that it's going to be anti-bullying, anti-drug, and God too. You know, like I don't know how I'm going to have to loophole that, because I know the education system is against you going in there and speaking about God. So I don't know how I'm going to do that. but I'm gonna do it, and I know that God will give me the tools. God will tell me, okay, this is what you got to do. Okay, you got to do this. If it's not even me knowing, and He's gonna bring another eagle in, another eagle's gonna be like, okay, Diego, you got to do this, do this, do this. Okay,
I love
okay.
it, dude.
Now I got my lawyer. Okay, oh, thank you, free lawyer. I love you. Come give me a hug. Oh, thank you, thank you, judge. Oh, I needed you.
Yeah.
You know, like that's how God works, and you know, if you believe, you can achieve, and
Heck yeah.
and it's exciting because this is gonna be a big huge part of my job after mixed martial arts, and it's gonna lead into motivational speaking, and I'm like, letting go of the fear. I'm not afraid of how I'm gonna talk, how I'm gonna speak, like. It's already there, man.
Yeah.
It's only, you know, I haven't been walking, been soaring like a real true eagle, you know, but now I am. And God's already doing all these miracles in my life, in my mind, in my brain. And I'm healthy, I'm healed, and I'm excited for what's next. And guess what, guys? What's next for Diego Sanchez is I'm gonna fight my little butt off. Because I still got it. I still got it. And what you guys are gonna see in my next fight is gonna be a real true testament of everything that I'm doing right now. Because I'm ready. I'm ready for something short notice. I'm ready for something big. And I'm going in there healthy, man. I'm going in there healthy. I'm going to fight at 170. I've been praying for a long time for this 165-pound division, the equality in the sport of mixed martial arts. It should be only 10 pounds that these fighters need to be cutting for their health, you know, and for the sport. It only makes bigger and better fights. It's only common sense. Boxing, through the hundreds of years of evolution, they have weights every like 3 or 4 pounds.
Right?
So now mixed martial arts, we got to get it to where it's 10 pounds at least, so we can be fighting healthy. And you know, if that happens, when it happens, it's only a matter of time. If I'm still fighting when that happens, I'll be the first fighter in the UFC to compete in 5 weight classes.
Wow.
And I'm the longest active contracted fighter of all time already. And
that's crazy, dude.
And I'm healthier now at 36 than 26. I swear, bro. Like I'm not floating my own boat.
You look lean, man.
Like I told you, the 6 hours of sleep is all like 6 hours, 7 hours, and I'm good. You know, when I wasn't healthy, I was like, oh, I needed 8.5, 9, and I still need more caffeine, caffeine.
Yeah.
You know, the natural energy's up. And
you know what I love seeing is you and BJ Penn hanging out. You know, you guys formed this awesome friendship, it looks like, you know, because BJ's been training down here for a while. And is he still down here?
You know what, man? BJ's been the MIA man. Man, I miss BJ. I love him. I got a big heart for him. And, you know, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. And he's been California, Hawaii.
Yeah.
He hasn't been back. I'm pretty sure he's
because he seems like he was in that place in his life where he didn't want to give it up, but at the same time
it was hard for him to
physically.
It was hard for him to be here by himself.
Yeah,
that was the big challenge for him.
Yeah.
You know, living in a hotel and away from the family, away from the kids. That was the big challenge for him. But he you know, and it all comes down to hard work, man. And I feel like BJ's always been he's always been that roller coaster too. You know, of his career has always been ups and downs.
Yeah.
And he's had great performances, and he's also had performances where conditioning was a factor. We almost had him there, man. We almost had him ready to go. He made a decision to leave our team and go to California. But we had him there. I had him on the mountain. I'm like, BJ, bro, like, dude, like, all you need, you're so blessed and talented. All you need, dude, is just to go run the mountain with me, bro. Like,
I know,
like just run it once a week and you'll be good. But unfortunately, he's not with us or our team anymore. But we still have a big love for him. Everybody has a heart for one of the true ambassadors and pillars of the sport of mixed martial arts.
Dude, I love to see where you're at. I love it. It's
cool,
really
man.
cool. The story's been amazing, but more than that, just to see the fact that like in this season of your life, God's got you at like the mountaintop right now, man. It's cool. Like through the valley. You know what I'm saying? Like
through the hardest year of my life.
Yeah.
You know, the first year of my life where I didn't have a victory. You know, the first year of my life, the only year of my life where I you know, back-to-back KO losses, like that is like the worst pits, lows of the lows. Even my last fight, like I was winning my last fight. I was performing well.
Yeah, man.
And I got hit in the back of the head.
Yeah.
It could have been a no contest. It wasn't called a no contest, but I was hit in the back of the head. And I was in the valleys of the valleys, and you know, sometimes you got to go through the fire to be made that sharp piece of steel.
Amen.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm just grateful to God for my health and where He has me, and what His plan, not mine.
Yeah.
His mind, not mine. His heart, not mine.
Yeah.
And so when you could try to when you find that in your life, it really can catapult you for great things,
Yeah,
for
man.
good things.
Yeah.
You know, because like we do, it's real. We live in a worldly world. You
Yeah.
know, like it is. We live in a worldly world. It's hard.
But it's
Hard,
incredible.
it's hard to adapt.
incredible
But
to see you like
you know, it's exciting for me, man. You know, and sometimes it takes almost losing it all. You know, sometimes you gotta. Most people, you know, that they really truly find their path, they have to hit a hard low.
Yeah, man.
You know, and for me, I had already hit hard lows in my life and my career, where, you know, I lost it all. You know, after the BJ Penn fight. You know, and I still wasn't able to completely break the pattern, you know, and so sometimes it takes 2-3 times, you know, and it's like your prodigal son, and you're back, and you're forth, and you're back, and you're forth, and you're back, and you're forth. But when you truly let go, you know, and let God, He really can work those miracles.
Yeah,
you
man.
know? And I'm a living example of it right now, because even just my health alone.
Yeah.
You know, like okay, people want to say, how do you do it, Diego? You are the longest lasting, the last man standing, and you still look 19.
Yeah, dude, for real. It's awesome.
And you still got a baby face. How do you do it? Well, first of all, it's all that alkaline water. No, man. It comes from the inside out. It's God, and it's faith, and it's believing in believing in that scripture. You know, I will restore your youth like the eagles. So you will have the endurance to run my race, not yours.
Yeah.
My race, not yours. And so, you know, life is a walk, man, and you're gonna hit the lows, you're gonna hit the highs, you know. But you know, as long as you can get back to that Jesus in your heart, and let that kind of guide your way, you're gonna be on a better path,
dude.
You know, if you're walking on the double line, you're gonna see. If you could see my feet right now, just put one foot in front of the other. Everybody, stand up right now. Put one foot in front of the other. Don't hold on to anything, and kind of like close your eyes, and you're gonna notice that where your feet are touching. You one foot in front of the other, and your feet are touching. And close your eyes, and you're gonna start to notice how you start to wobble, how you start to how your balance. Whoa! I thought I had better balance than that. No, that's how it is when you're walking double-minded and walking on the line. You're walking on the line. You're not on one side or the other of what, and that brings all kinds of conflicts within your inner heart, your inner morals, your inner mind, and you start having all these problems because you're conflicted within your own self. And it's really crazy. I learned a lot about this in Tony Robbins, but I learned more about it in life. You know, and it's just life and faith by action, and the actions, you know, are gonna make decisions, and action, reaction, action, reaction, you know, sin, more sin, sin,
Gosh,
you know, give a little more. Okay, give, receive, give. Like it really is patterns. Life is a patterns, and for me, I had to really finally find out that the work hard, play hard pattern is not the right pattern. And so for all y'all people out there who like that song, work hard, play hard, no, it's not the right pattern. It is a lie. It is a lie.
Yeah, dude.
It's the work hard, and work hard, and then you know what? That's the only pattern you want to live your life with.
Heck yeah, man. Dude, we're all in here testaments of God's second, third, fourth, 17, 23rd, 142nd chances, because He never gives up on
Thank you for
us.
saying
and his,
that.
like, dude, his redemption story, it's just, It's incredible, dude. I love it. I'm so glad that
It still ain't over. And one day I'm gonna write a book about it.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah, man.
Heck yeah. Dude. I love it, man.
The nightmare, Diego
Dude,
Sanchez.
It's been so good.
Yeah.
People are freaking out, man. I got so many things to tell you off the air. Like some members of the Star Army chiming in right now. Just pretty stoked, dude. So yeah, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you guys. I love you guys. I love this radio station.
Yeah, man.
Boom.
So,
Calvary Chapel, shout out. Journey Chapel, Journey Fellowship, shout out. Shout out to all the people that helped me. My sponsors, my endorsements, everybody. Genius Brand Supplements. What's up?
Dude, thank you,
That was like the
Diego.
end with Joe Rogan. I love that. That was my favorite part.
All right, Diego. We'll see you, man. We're live from the Dreamstar Modeling Star 88 Studios. If you missed the interview with Diego, it'll be up at Facebook and YouTube. It'll be on demand after the show.
Yeah. Star88.fm. Get there.
All right, we'll be right back. Hang out.
We all want the best future for our children. Our next generation of leaders need a strong foundation. With small classes, a great sports program, and affordable tuition, Evangel Christian Academy strives to equip students for the work God has for them. ECA's mission is to shape and empower the Christ-loving leaders of tomorrow. By using a leadership-driven and individualized learning model, our staff can better prepare your student to stand strong in their faith and be ready for the real world. ECA also utilizes dual credit through C&M by offering 4 courses on our Academy campus taught by our staff. Since 1976, Evangel Christian Academy has been serving children from preschool through 12th grade and is fully accredited. We are located at 4501 Montgomery Boulevard Northeast in Albuquerque and are currently enrolling for the 2018-19 school year. Please contact Evangel Christian Academy for a tour today at 505-883-4674 or go online to ecanm.info. That's ecanm.info.
Coming to Albuquerque May 1st at the Lobo Theater, Tyson Motzenberger, Tylen Motzentackle, Tyson Mulber Tackle. No. Hey, Daniel.
Yeah.
What's this? How do you pronounce this guy's name?
Motzenbacher.
Motzenbacher, that's right. Tyson Motzenbacher in concert.
It's been cold around here. Cold rain.
With special guest Matthew Wright
I was having a good day.
and John Van Dusen.
I testified against your case.
Tyson Motzenbacher coming May 1st to the Lobo. Get your tickets now. Only $10. FM.
Open your eyes, you're alive. Another fine night near the ocean.
Dwight Moody is quoted as saying, "A man ought to live so that everybody knows he's a Christian. And most of all, his family ought to know." That's a solar flare on Star 88.
Maybe I'm backing down, maybe I'm turning around. tears away. I felt the pain of heartbreak, and I've seen the brighter days. And I've progressed to heaven from my lowest place, and I've had the blessings, got you give and take away. No matter what I have, your grace is enough. No matter where I am, I'm standing on your love. On the mountains I will bow my life to the one who sent me there. In the valley I will lift my eyes to the one who sees me there. When I'm standing on the mountain, I didn't get there on my own. When I'm walking through the valley and I am not alone. You're God of the hills and valleys, hills and valleys, God of the hills and valleys. And I am not alone. I'm not alone. I've watched my dreams get broken, and you hope again. No matter what, I know I'm safe inside your hands. On the mountains I will bow my life to the one who sent me there. In the valley I will lift my eyes to the one who sees me there. When I'm standing on the mountain, I didn't get there on my own. When I'm walking through the valley and I am not alone. You're God of the hills and valleys, hills and valleys, God of the hills and valleys. And I am not alone. Padre, tú solo las chiquitas, la alegría y dolor, sobre todo reinarás, por siempre más. Padre, tú solo las chiquitas, la alegría y dolor, sobre todo reinarás, por siempre más. On the mountains I will bow my life, en el valle te veré, mi Dios. When I'm standing on the mountain, I didn't get there on my own. When I'm walking through the valley, no, I'm not alone. No, I'm not alone. No estoy solo. Padre, tú solo las chiquitas, la alegría y dolor, sobre todo reinarás, over it all.
Ben Corson considers fear with a Star 88 PowerPoint.
Fear is a terrible master, but a wonderful servant. When fear bullies you around, it's terrible. But when fear is a servant directing you in the direction you need to go, it can serve you as a compass. So actually use fear to your advantage and say, I'm going to overcome fear by making it my servant, and fear is going to be a compass directing me in the direction I need to go. So the thing that scares me the most, I say, okay, that's what I most need to do. And when you do the things that scare you the most, those are the things you care the most about. Those are the things you most need to do, and that's the most fulfilling life. So fear is a compass showing you where you need to go. Terrible master, wonderful servant. Terrible master, wonderful servant. You see what I'm saying? So as you face your fears and follow your dreams, I know it'll be scary, but Proverbs 10:24 says the desire of the righteous will be granted. Dream aloud by light of day and never, period, stop, period, dreaming, period.
That's Ben Corson, a PowerPoint on Star 88.
Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? Here's what she said.
It's the Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
What's going on in the news today?
Fire broke out at the Trump Tower. Authorities say Todd Brasner was found inside his apartment and later died at a hospital.
Neither President Trump nor any members of his family were in the building at the time.
Chemical weapons attack outside Damascus.
A 22-year-old man shot 3 people on a charter bus in Illinois.
A van crashed outside a popular bar Saturday afternoon in the German city of Munster, killing 2 people, injuring almost 24 other people.
A truck-bus crash in Humboldt, Saskatchewan, Canada.
Raising awareness. That's the goal during what's being dubbed National Crime Victims' Rights Week.
A knife attack downtown Indianapolis.
National Guard members are mobilizing to help at the U.S.-Mexican border following President Trump's orders.
Scott Pruitt has received death threats because of his bold actions at EPA.
Sexual assault retrial of comedian Bill Cosby.
Spookiest movie to come along in a while.
Who are we if we can't protect them?
A quiet place in which there is a lot of whispering. Number 1 at the box office, $50 million in its opening weekend.
The trade dispute between the U.S. and China continues to ramp up.
14% of adults with autism or developmental disabilities hold a regular job, and it's often in maintenance or cleaning services.
Oh, welcome to the show, everybody. We're live from the Dreamstar Modeling Star 88 Studios. Dude, shout out to Diego Sanchez again for coming in.
Seriously, dude.
We had one of the best hours ever, and his story is so incredible. If you guys missed it, we'll upload YouTube and Facebook Live after the show. Go back and watch that or listen to it.
It was pretty incredible.
To see where Diego is at now is, gosh, that makes me happy, man.
Yeah.
Makes me happy.
Oh, man. We're not done with the show.
No, we're not done. We're not done. Do we need to get a hold of our friend David Levin? Our friend David up in New York City. He's our booking agent, and he's jumped on board with this really cool... What's the name of the website?
You are not permitted to dial
Oh, cool.
Error 80.
AskThemYourself.com.
Yeah, AskThemYourself.com, and it's basically... He gets celebrities on, and it's through Skype, and you, the listener, can jump on and jump into the interview and ask questions. And so he's wanted to come on and talk about his guest. And
Hello.
Hey,
there he is.
Welcome to the show.
David Levin.
Glad to be welcome. How are you?
Good,
Dude,
man.
we are good. We are good.
Yeah.
It's a Monday.
Are you good? Are you good?
I mean,
we're good.
So good.
We're good.
Yeah.
I
So
heard
pumped
you're
up.
good. I heard it. I heard that.
Yes, we're
We're
feeling
pumped
good.
up.
We just had our good friend Diego Sanchez, UFC fighter, on the show in studio. That was fun.
You were
And,
the luckiest guys I've ever met.
I mean, it's
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag blessed. I will say I got humble brag from my 14-year-old son won the state championship for archery this weekend. So, it's been a good weekend for me.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I mean, I did nothing. I mean, I created him.
You
came
are.
from me.
Well, you did. And just you. Your wife had nothing to do with it. She was minimally involved.
Yeah. I mean, she played her part.
What's up with you? How was your weekend? You feeling good?
My weekend was good. We did fun stuff. Ran around with my daughter and went to. So we go to this. We're right just outside New York City, so we go to this music class at Jazz at Lincoln Center, and they're teaching them all about jazz music. It's really cool. It's really cool. That's my life. We're all the three of us are living the life.
We really are. The dream. And you make Mondays so much better because Mondays, let's be honest, not a lot of people love waking up early on a Monday, getting going. It's got, blah. But you have this incredible show. Ask Them Yourself.
Incredible.
We talk about this, the fact that, I don't know, week in, week out, you have these rad guests on your show, and the idea is to bring the audience into the show to be part of the show. So for new audience members who've never heard of this, talk about Ask Them Yourself and what you do.
I'm a lousy talk show host.
You're
I've
so
done
bad.
enough
You're
work.
terrible.
And, so I think my audience can do it better. I think your audience can do, well, you guys are, exceptions, but the audience has questions too. And the two of you and me, we get to ask people questions all the time on the air. We get to talk to our heroes. We get to talk to, celebrities. And so I thought, well, I bet you the audience has questions too. So I don't like to say they're my guests. there your guest. You know, your guest this week will be Larry Kenny, and you can call into AskTheMyourself.com. You just go onto the website. It's really easy. Larry Kenny was the voice of Lionel on the Thundercats.
Yeah. Thundercats, people.
Dude.
How cool is that?
Thundercats was my jam.
Thundercats. Oh.
Dexter and I actually were having this conversation over the weekend about the greatest cartoon of the 80s because Dex, I guess, subscribes to some like 80s nostalgia Facebook page that streams children's cartoons on the weekend.
Yeah, Saturday morning cartoons from the 80s. And so we were just sitting there while we're getting a burrito at a drive-thru and we're watching Saturday morning cartoons. And
I was driving, so I wasn't watching.
It just throws you back in time to being a kid with your blanket Saturday morning on the couch watching.
It was like the Littles, and it was what else was there? There was like the raccoons.
Yeah, the Transformers.
So we started talking like, okay, but what's the greatest cartoon from the 80s? And it was like, man,
and what was?
Oh gosh, well I don't know. I mean, there's four that I immediately said it could be one of these four, and it was Transformers, it was G.I. Joe, it was He-Man. And it was Thundercats, bro. Like
it was Thundercats.
It was
these shows. Oh, there's so many. There were so many good shows from the 80s. But like, I have a giant Lion-O statue in my. I was gonna call it like my man cave, but like, yes,
You're saying that out loud.
I am.
In front of all these people.
I loved.
He's a nerd.
The Thundercats, and Lion-O was my favorite. So
okay, so now imagine you're 2 years old. Okay, just for a second, just follow this story with me. Okay, it's like I don't know, it's 20, 30 years ago. I'm working with Larry Kenny because I was doing shows for USA and programming and stuff, and he was one of the announcers on the USA Network back then, and he was also Lion-O at the same time.
Gosh.
So my cousin had a little boy. He was 2 years old at the time. And I had my friend do a voiceover, a Lion-O voiceover, saying hello to this kid specifically, naming his first name, his last name, his sister's name, his town. Okay, and then because the lip sync on those cartoons was so awful, I just edited it together with the bad lip sync on the cartoons. And we popped this VHS into the machine, and this kid went nuts, bonkers, out of his mind. Lionel was his favorite cartoon, and here's Lionel saying hello to him.
Oh, my gosh. That's absolutely incredible.
That's so rad.
Okay,
yeah.
So now imagine that it's, 2018, and you can call in and get Lionel talking to you face to face.
Right.
How old is this guy, David? Is he like 90?
What? Why would he be 90?
How old is he now?
Come on, bro.
He was probably like 50 when he did the voiceover.
I mean,
my guess he's in his early 70s,
wow.
I think.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. See, that's what's great
He's
about
not that old.
Man, but talking to people with that, that old, and it's just they have so many great stories.
Yeah.
They've lived life.
Yeah.
And
he was also the Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs guy. He was Chocula.
Oh my gosh,
this is crazy.
Yeah, that's
cool, he did impressions on Imus in the Morning and the Howard Stern show for years. He's not just a great impressionist, but he is a great improv guy, and he tells really good stories. And so tonight, people can ask him questions.
Gosh, dude. They actually had Panthro on Saturday Night Live this weekend. Did anybody see this?
Is that true? I heard about that.
Chadwick Boseman, who played, T'Challa, the Black Panther, he hosted SNL this weekend, and there was a skit, and Panthro showed up and interrupted his monologue. And it was like, dude, the Thundercats are alive and well. The Thundercats are alive and well. So I love that you got Lion-O tonight. I mean, let's be honest.
That's awesome. So you guys should call in, but your guests should call in also. So you go to AskTheMyourself.com. It's really easy. You log in. You create an account for yourself. It's really easy. If you wanna make sure you go to the top of the line, you go to patreon.com/Pop Goes the Culture TV, and you just become a member. Subscribe. It's like $3 a month, which is nothing because then you go to the very top of the line when people call in.
It's not nothing.
You know, it's like less than a cup of coffee.
Gosh, dude, it's incredible. I just want to keep talking 80s cartoons. Are you kidding me? Is there any greater than no one?
Yeah, what was your cartoon, David?
Oh, well, don't forget I'm a little older than you guys.
That's why I wanted you to tell us.
Oh, my God. Well, I grew up with the original Spider-Man. Spider-Man
right.
does whatever a spider can. I grew up with that. I grew up with the, oh, my God, the Fantastic Four, the Hanna-Barbera Fantastic Four. I grew up with Johnny Quest. I grew up with the Flintstones were on in their original run when I was a kid, and the Jetsons.
I loved the Jetsons and the Flintstones, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Jetsons and the Flintstones were my favorites when I was a little kid. I remember when Huckleberry Hound was on. But then they would also run these classic, Warner Brothers cartoons from the 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
You know what? Those are still my favorite.
Oh, of course.
The Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies and Bugs Bunny and those guys and all the Mel Blanc stuff. You know, to me, the limited animation that was done when you guys were growing up and when I was growing up, was like people would move like. There was a show called Clutch Cargo, which was a little before my time, where it was basically like comic book frames, and then they would superimpose people's lips on them to talk.
Oh, wow. I just YouTubed it. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like, like Conan does occasionally on his show.
That is so weird. We're watching it right now in the background.
Clutch Cargo.
Incredible. You know what's weird is the fact that you mentioned a cartoon from like long, long ago in a galaxy far, far away, and we were able to immediately just pull it up because internet. Thank you, technology.
Yeah, it is quite crazy.
It's not like it used to be. Also, definite nod to Silverhawk's Mask.
Yeah, we watched Mask on Saturday.
On Saturday.
Oh, I remember Mask.
Awesome. Yeah. So.
See, and I was one of those immature people who was working in comic books and TV, and I would watch that stuff, and He-Man and She-Ra.
Yeah.
You know, and
that's cool.
Tonight, Lion-O. AskThemYourself.com. I'm nerding out.
Get on there, guys.
Steve-O, may I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Steve?
Yeah.
Before you call in?
Yep.
Just make a potty run.
Okay, I will. I know, right? If I'm talking to Lion-O tonight, I might pee myself. I might.
Yeah.
I might.
Same thing I say to my 4-year-old, go before you go, because you don't want the excitement.
Go before you go. I love that. Yep.
All right, David, we got to let you go, man. But Starmy, get on there tonight.
Love you guys.
Be a part of the show. Love you.
AskThemYourself.com is the show. Lion-O from the Thundercats tonight. I'm freaking out. I got to ask him a question.
All right, David, we'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Have a great one.
You
Bye-bye.
too.
We're live from the Dreams Tower Remodeling Star 88 Studios. We got to take a quick break. And, man, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? We're live on Facebook and YouTube. You guys can chime in. YouTube.com/Star88FM. We'll be right back.
Paradise Village, a power partner for Star 88. From pre-wiring a new home theaters, to systems ran with smartphones. Integrated systems and security camera installations. Located at 4205 San Mateo Boulevard Northeast in Albuquerque, or online at ParadiseVillageNM.com. Paradise Village, 505-881-6375. That's 505-881-6375. They're not interested in finding customers, but creating relationships. Star 88 thanks Paradise Village for their financial support.
Coming up this week on A Daily Walk.
This should be the most joyful time of the service, giving. No, sometimes it isn't. Oh, man, here they come again. Oh, my goodness. Just look like I'm praying. Yes, Lord. Oh, let me just pray. His hand. It's not hilarious. But it should be. God loves a cheerful giver.
Catch A Daily Walk with Pastor John Randall weekdays on this station.
Sundays at 8:30 on the Mission Briefing. A supernova on Star 88 with David Jeremiah.
When Jesus died on the cross, the whole earth became dark at midday. When Egypt was judged, there was a blackness of night. When the Lord came down at Mount Sinai, the mountain was shrouded in black cloud. This is once again what the prophet said would happen at the beginning of the tribulation period. Joel said it this way. Joel the prophet wrote, "And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before that great and terrible day of the Lord come." Zephaniah the prophet wrote, "That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness."
Turning Point with David Jeremiah. Don't miss it on our sister station, KNKT, weekdays at 11 a.m. on 107.1 FM. This is KLYT, Albuquerque, Santa Fe. Rebroadcast on KKCJ, Cannon Air Force Base, KPKJ, Mintmore, K201CC, Las Cruces, K203EZ, Alamogordo, K207CQ, Gallup, K211CW, Hobbs, K212EH, Silver City, K214DE, Antonito, K218AK, Artesia, K250AB, Roswell, K293AO, Alamosa, K228DQ, Portales, in the free app for iOS and Android, and online at star88.fm. Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
It's like my heart is trying to hug my brain.
I never heard of it.
Come on now.
And welcome back to the show, everybody. Live from the Dreamstar Remodeling Star 88 Studios. Dex and Steve-O. Monday. I don't know, man. I feel, ever since Diego came in, I feel like I could run that mountain.
Right?
I feel pumped up.
Forget running it. I'm going to throw you over it. I still can't do that. My back's still killing me.
If I had just endless money to spend on whatever I wanted, I would hire Diego to just
hang out with you all the time.
Yeah, and just wake me up every morning and
Just
give me a pep
motivate you.
talk. Yeah.
Just be like, today's your
Slap
day.
me in the face, get me up.
Yep.
Yeah, if you missed it, the nightmare, Diego Sanchez was hanging out with us for about an hour this morning, and man, he shared what God's doing in his life now, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
Because that's a huge thing, I would imagine, with athletes, you know, whether you're in the UFC or you're in the NFL. I mean, the NFL stands for not for long, you know, because chances are you're going to get injured and you're not going to be playing.
I didn't realize at this point in Diego's career, he is now currently like the longest contracted UFC fighter. Like, that speaks volumes.
20 years
man.
old, man. He jumps in to the UFC and the Ultimate Fighter reality show. He was in the very first season.
Yeah. I've always followed his career. I've always been a fan. And I would say he truly like looked and just was he's transformed, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool to see what God's doing in his life.
Well, yeah, because I mean, Diego, he was always hanging out on the last show I did for years.
I should have bet you money.
And man, to see how much he's changed, to see just how God, like all of us, we're all walking through this life, like he said, you know, it's a walk. And, you know, we have to allow God to change us. And we go through these hills and valleys and mountains, and we all do, man. And we have to allow God to change us and to see what God's doing in his life now. And he's got an incredible story, man.
Star88.fm if you want to go back and catch the podcast. You can also subscribe to The Morning Invasion through iTunes or Google Play or SoundCloud. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/star88fm or on YouTube at youtube.com/star88fm. There's no excuse if you missed our hang session with Diego this morning.
Yeah, he talked about the Shermanator.
Gosh, that
I'm
was
sure
great.
a lot of you probably saw that viral video that happened. Was it last year or earlier this year it happened?
I think it was last year.
Was it?
Yeah. It's 2018, bro.
Yeah, he shared the story of this little guy named Isaac, and who has Down syndrome, and he showed up at the gym, and nobody was talking to him or anything, and Diego was training for a fight. He was in beast mode, and he looks over and sees Isaac.
Yeah.
Walks over and just starts a conversation with him, and to see and hear what happened after that, and basically that's how God has cultivated where he's at now. So cool, man. Go check that out. Follow the Shermanator on Instagram. I think he has like 200,000 followers or something. It's crazy.
That's insane.
He's got a lot. I don't know if it's that much, but he's got a lot. And yeah, he's amazing. Diego and Isaac Shermanator are always hanging out and inspiring you guys. Oh man, what do we got left, man?
So much.
What didn't we get to do?
I've done headline. I was bummed because we didn't talk Connor really. We didn't talk.
That's all right.
UFC much, but you know what? It's all good. Because that dude's going to jail. Anyway, so
well, I mean,
he was released.
Already out.
He's already out.
How fast? Did he spend like more than 2 hours in jail?
I mean, do you really want an update on him? Do we really care?
I mean,
it sucks because I've been a huge fan for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
I know, and I have friends who would be like, "No, bro." I won't name names. Fighter friends who were just like, "Don't like that guy," and I'm like, "I know, but I thought he was good for the sport for about 7 seconds."
Yeah, it says he was released from jail Friday after posting a $50,000 bond. I do have Dana White talking about because apparently, Dana was talking about how he was done with Connor and he didn't want to talk to him. Well, Dana White talked to Connor, and this is what he had to say.
Conor and I talked through text yesterday. It was justified to him that, listen, I'm sorry about Mike and I'm sorry about Rose and whoever else might have whatever, but this had to be done. Artem Labov, who is on the undercard, is a very, very close friend of Conor McGregor. He got into an altercation with Habib Nurmagomedov and his team. So when Conor found out about it, he loaded up a plane full of guys from Ireland, flew over here, and coordinated this attack on the buses. And obviously, there's multiple problems with doing something like this. But the biggest problem, in my opinion, both of these buses are full of a ton of fighters and they're cornermen. And they're just throwing things up into the windows with not caring who they hit. They hit Mike Chiesa. Mike Chiesa has nothing to do with this. You know what I mean? Rose Namajunas was right there. She has nothing to do with this. And many of the other fighters and cornermen have nothing to do with this situation. And they didn't care. They attacked them all.
Yeah. Dana White.
Side note, since then, he's kind of changed his stance.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And by kind of, I mean totally changed his stance.
Connor?
Dana. In the post-fight press conference, he said, "We talked. It's all good now."
Oh, my gosh.
He said, "I think that there's a mutual respect between us. And obviously this week I had so many things thrown at me to focus on the show. It was insane. But we'll get back and we're going to focus on Conor McGregor now."
Oh, my gosh.
So it's actually sounding like...
I told you guys. This is what happens.
Sounding like they're trying to get him in the octagon as soon as possible.
Oh, you know what? It's all scripted. I'm going back to the script. It's scripted. If you guys... The UFC, they do these...
It's not scripted.
They do these embedded videos, viral videos that they send out before every UFC fight on YouTube.
Yep.
And no joke, if you go watch the latest embed that the UFC put out, it was everything you guys saw in the viral video with Conor McGregor, but from the UFC's standpoint. So they had their cameras there.
Whereas I don't think it was necessarily totally scripted. I will say this. Money runs the UFC. And this is going to be the biggest card in the world because Conor McGregor is going to fight against, and everybody's going to buy it.
Here's what I wouldn't be surprised.
So
if
he's already changed his
I
stance.
wouldn't be surprised if it was somehow kind of scripted where they allowed Conor and his thugs to go in and they're like, yeah, maybe throw a few things. And then Conor picks up a giant freaking rack. A dolly. He picked up a dolly and chucked it at the bus, injuring people. I think he went a little too far. Maybe he got a little too pumped up.
Okay. Moving on, but continuing in the same realm, last night was WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans.
Woo! Okay.
Ronda Rousey, she was there, and Dana actually was like front row cheering her on. She made her full wrestling match debut at WrestleMania 34, and I don't know how to talk about it because it was kind of awesome but kind of weird. Because it's the WWE, so it's fake, and yet she did really well. There were times that it was difficult because, like I mentioned earlier in the show, like Stephanie McMahon, who is no wrestler, it's like, oh, she's holding her off from securing the armbar. And I'm like, this girl who's the daughter of Vince McMahon, who has no experience or any kind of expertise in any of this, is somehow holding off Ronda's armbar.
Holy cow.
Really? Yeah.
I'm watching this right now, and she looks awesome.
Yeah, right?
Dude, Ronda came out beast mode.
She is worth...
Picked up Stephanie McMahon.
She's worth every WWE penny. Like,
wow.
Seriously, she belongs in the WWE.
Whoa, now she's just teeing off on Stephanie McMahon.
That actually looked like a real punch. When she punched her in the gut and Steph fell, I think that was actually like a real shot because she had to pick her back up. It was like, I think she accidentally hit her too hard.
Guys, I just YouTubed this. You have to. I just YouTubed Ronda Rousey WrestleMania. It's the first video pops up. You can watch the match.
Oh my god,
she looks awesome.
Stop it. Anyways, so she and Kurt Angle faced off against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, and she most definitely won.
You know what? I'm listening to this.
No, we're not.
We're in it now.
No, because it's a WWE. You never know what they're going to say.
All right,
Okay, there we
good
go.
thing it's over.
She at one point actually picked up Triple H up off the mat.
What? She picked up Triple H?
She picked him up off the mat and lifted him up.
Oh, my gosh.
And like slammed him.
She's straight up just a athlete,
She's crazy.
man. To be able to do that, that's impressive.
But I feel like, okay, real fighters, and I don't mean this negatively to the WWE because they are still athletes. They still perform these incredible stunts. They still have to do these things. However, I wonder if there were people watching Ronda in the WWE going, come on, man, because she was having to like sell the idea that she couldn't pull an armbar on Stephanie McMahon. And I'm like, come on. Come on. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Anyways.
Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. You know what, Dex? I totally agree with you. I think it was scripted for the UFC for Conor McGregor to come down. I don't think he'd do that on his own and risk messing up his visa.
I do. It's Conor McGregor.
I know.
He's
That's
a hothead. You think he cares?
It's just that seems like something he would do.
Yeah.
But think about it. If it was a good idea and it was going to bring you more money and you were Dana White, would you do it? Would you script something to bring in more money?
Yeah, but the problem is when this happened, I've been a huge Conor fan this whole time, and then that happened, and now I'm like, nope, done.
No respect.
Because I don't want my kids cheering on a dude like that and thinking he's a, quote, good guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I will be rooting against him all the way, every fight, every chance. That's why I was so stoked that Diego came in studio this morning, because I love that my kids look up to somebody like Diego because he's a good dude in the octagon and outside of the octagon. More importantly, his character is what counts.
Yes.
It was cool, man. Yesterday, he is. We were at the baseball game yesterday when we were leaving. Our boys were taking off and went to go say bye, and he's talking to the kiddos and congratulated Jack on his state championship archery win. And it's like, man, that's just
he's a role model,
just
man.
Good people, man. So.
Yeah.
I want to root for guys like that, not for Conor McGregor. So
no, I feel you, and I do the same. So,
but it's hard because will I be watching the fight that he's in? Yes, because now I just want Khabib to manhandle him.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Thanks. Which I don't know. I mean, I don't know, man. Khabib went the distance with Iaquinta. I mean, we can move on.
Doug Rose too. What was that other? Who was the other fight? The other Russian fight? The guy with the hair.
Oh my gosh!
Wasn't that one of the greatest fights you've ever seen,
dude? Joe Rogan posted about it this morning. He said that was hands down his favorite fight on the card.
Oh man, I was hanging out at Ricky's house and we were all just freaking out over that fight.
Moving on. A Lyft driver in L.A. was taking a pilot on a quick trip to the airport last Thursday and then realized he'd have to battle traffic and only make $6. So he kicked the dude out in a random parking lot and drove off.
Yeah, and he recorded everything.
Okay, say why you're doing this again.
Because
why?
Don't worry about it.
No, I have done nothing.
Because I just drove.
I've done nothing wrong, and you're kicking me out of the car?
Look, I have the right to refuse service. I just drove from LAX to pick you up. That was like almost 15 minutes drive. Now it's a 30-minute drive, so in 45 minutes, I'm going to make about $6. That doesn't sound right to you?
Dude, I used the app to get a driver. You came and picked me up.
Yeah.
And now you're just dropping me off in a parking lot?
Yes.
Are you sure you want to do this?
I'm sorry, man, but I can't make $6 an hour.
Okay. I'm glad I recorded every bit of this.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, man, but I can't make $6 an hour.
That's great. You know,
maybe get a real job, Lyft driver. Sorry, John the Uber driver. I'm just kidding. I know it's a real job. It's a real job.
It is a real job. It's a real job. Yeah, I mean, I kind of understand that does stink, you know, when you're stuck in traffic like that and they don't, it's not like a timer like in a taxi cab.
Right. It's miles and you're stuck in.
Yeah.
Why would you want to be a Lyft driver in LA? Like,
yeah, that's a good call, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stuck in traffic for hours. It's like, no way, bro.
Yeah.
You're not making any money.
Well, apparently Lyft didn't fire the guy.
Really?
Yeah. Because the guy that got kicked out, he reached out to Lyft, of course, with the video and everything.
Yeah.
And they apologized and said that they will never match him up again with that driver.
Oh, my gosh.
He's like, what? You're not going to fire the guy?
Apparently, it was on a tight schedule, and the driver realized, hey, I'm only going to make $6, and I'm going to drop you off in this parking lot. It's like, dude, I'm a pilot for an airline. I have to get to the flight.
Can you imagine if you were getting an Uber and that guy said that to you? What? Wait, what?
Gosh. So I guess his initial ride was canceled after the first Lyft driver realized he was already 15 minutes away from where Daryl was staying in Hermosa Beach. The second driver responded was coming from LAX when he went to pick him up. He told him, hey, yeah, I'm going here. So he, quote, he picked me up. I loaded the bag. We started to leave. And then I guess he looked at the destination on the phone at the time and got very frustrated. He didn't want to go back to LAX. Daryl, who was in uniform at the time, told the driver, hey, man, I'm a pilot. I've got to be to the airport by 7:30 to catch a flight. He even showed the dude his rank, his wings, and the driver was just frustrated saying, okay. He said he was gunning it on South Bay surface streets and even running stop signs.
Jeez.
Normally, I would have said something at that point, but I needed to be at work, so I just thought I'll go along for the ride and see what happens. And it wasn't until they got to Sepulveda Boulevard that the driver started talking about how little he was going to make for the ride and that he wanted to drop him off at the Trader Joe's parking lot.
Jeez.
Yeah. So that's when the pilot whipped out his phone and just started recording everything.
Yeah.
So it was like, wait, I'm sorry. Can you repeat what you just said to me?
You're gonna drop me off?
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're gonna kick me out? You're gonna kick me out, really? So yeah.
Okay.
So what stinks is that happened and it was 7:18 at the time. So the pilot didn't make it to work on time. So he called for another Lyft, which took him the rest of the way. He arrived at the airport 15 minutes late, but was still grateful to the other driver who got him to his destination.
I wonder if he got in trouble at work.
The pilot?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, Lyft totally just blew him off. They gave him a standard form letter from Lyft assuring him the matter would be taken very seriously and he'd never be paired with that driver again.
When you signed up for Uber, did they say anything about those situations where if you picked somebody up, did you have to follow through with, what if there was an emergency, you know? And you're like, you know what? I just got a text from my wife, blah, blah, blah. I got to let you out.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, man. I don't think so.
So our boy John, the Uber driver that I shouted out to and apologized to in the same sentence, just hit us up and said, hey, no offense taken. I understand a little bit about the frustration that the driver felt, but that's just part of the job, man. You drive a long way to drive someone only a couple miles that barely makes any money, but then you also get really long trips for people who are really close. And so in the end, it all averages out. And to get emotional over one bad trip is ridiculous. I have almost 4,000 trips between Lyft and Uber and understand the ebbs and flows of driving, and it's all good. And to be honest, the job does require a lot of hours, but it helps provide for my family, and so it's all good. A blessing to have the opportunity to have a job that's so flexible and fits into my schedule.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty, heck, if I had a car that was able to do it, I'd probably do it.
Yeah. Remember that one time I mentioned how I wasn't going to be rooting for Connor?
Mm-hmm.
People are lighting me up on social media.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean our live line. That's cool. Yeah.
Well, you should be lit up every now and then.
Thank you. But mostly only because I still say I am a John Jones fan. Thanks, Albuquerque. Way to show love and grace, compassion.
Well, you should show the same.
For Connor?
For Connor.
Fine. You know what, man? Go Connor. He's doing court June 14th. MIT invented a new device that reads your thoughts.
Oh, good.
Woo! The X-Men! I'm pretty sure if anybody could see all of the thoughts that roll through this whole brain core every day, I don't know if we'd still have jobs.
Yeah. I don't want... That scares me, man.
Every single thought? I mean, come on. We got to take them captive. But that doesn't mean they don't still, like, roll around in your noggin from time to time. Am I right? I don't know. Come on, science. Maybe it's time that we just stop it, science. Apparently, some researchers at MIT have invented a new device that has the ability to read your thoughts and send them to a computer.
Oh, my gosh.
So seriously, yes, everything in your inner monologue would suddenly become your not inner monologue. I guess right now the device is just a prototype. There's no word when they could actually take the technology mainstream. But MIT claims they have the technology. They can do this. Do you think this would be like the newest version of a lie detector test?
Yeah, right?
You just plug them into something like this, and then you start talking to them?
Yeah, but could you trick your brain into... There was a Black Mirror episode that did this.
How do you trick your brain into not even having that thought?
Well, there was a Black Mirror episode about that where the technology in the future was exactly what they're talking about. And basically, they would go back and they would put this device on their head, and this one lady was trying to forget the memory of killing somebody.
Oh, my gosh.
And so she was trying to think of everything else but that, but this machine still picked it up because it just like the memories that were so fresh in your mind came out on video.
Just saying, bro.
This is scary. Those Black Mirror episodes are real. They're going to happen.
Never seen the show, guys.
Ugh.
Never seen the show. Speaking of Black Widows, I killed a Black Widow inside my house last night.
Did you really?
Why, Spring? Spring hits.
Where was he at?
And the bugs come out. By the dog food.
Ugh.
Just chilling on a web. And I'm like, we got to call somebody. We got to.
Yeah, no kidding.
Black Widow in my house, bro.
Probably have a whole nest of them out in your yard.
Oh, of course I do. Thanks, The Garden. Shout out to The Garden. Sandwiches of French fries on bread have finally made it to America. Woo! It's weird that this kind of food has existed like across the pond and it never became a thing in America, but this is a real thing now, guys. Over in England, they eat something called a chip sandwich, which is literally just French fries between two pieces of bread. There's no meat, nothing.
Yeah, sure.
Literally just fries and bread.
Okay, it looks...
Maybe some ketchup on it.
Some mustard, ketchup, some salt.
Well,
some cheese.
Gosh,
oh,
this
man. Mayo.
So
okay,
good.
I'm in.
Sorry, guys. We got lost in food.
Oh, I can't watch this anymore.
I know, right? I'm so hungry.
Yeah, I wonder why that's never taken off.
This is literally just French fries between two pieces of bread. Seriously. Nothing else. Maybe some ketchup. Apparently, these sandwiches are finally on their way over here. A tweet about chip sandwiches recently went viral, so apparently Americans are talking about them. And really, come on. Why haven't we had this before?
I'm in.
I'm in too. Let's do this.
All right, let's take a break.
Fine.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel, Star 88 FM. Also, we're live on Facebook.
Earlier, our boy Diego Sanchez was in studio talking about the Book of James and how it's, true religion, caring for the widows and the orphans. Coming up, I have a story about an actor, John Barrowman, from Arrow, the Dark Archer.
Yeah, man.
Was trying to just, rock the Book of James. And Target was not having it.
Man.
Is it ironical that he was on Arrow and he shops at Target?
Yeah, exactly. All right, we got to take a break. We're live from the Dreamstyle Remodeling Star 88 Studios. We'll be right back.
Star 88 thanks Jake Canales at Doorway Home Loans for becoming a power partner. Jake Canales at Doorway Home Loans provides VA, FHA, USDA, and conventional home loans for purchase and refinance mortgages. Jake Canales, Doorway Home Loans, 505-261-5138. Doorway.com/Jake-Canales. Jake Can. Philippians 4:13. NMLS number 310617. Doorway Home Loans, a DBA of International City Mortgage Incorporated. NMLS number 222730.
This week on Connect with Skip Heitzig, Skip challenges you to go all out when you show love to others.
When you love people, give it all you've got. When you love people, hold nothing back in your love for them. Love people like you're trying to win the Love Olympics.
Connect with Skip Heitzig this week as he continues the series Rock Solid.
Make an appointment for Skip Heitzig weekdays at 8 a.m. on our sister station, KNKT 107.1 FM. A solar flare on Star 88 with Matt Chandler. Without a heart transformed by the grace of Christ, we just continue to manage external and internal darkness. Star 88.
that your fingers in mine coincide with my passing. And there in the void, in the infinite dark, a still small voice begins to talk, asking what have you done, and whom have you loved? Was I not enough? Tell me, what do you want? Then I'd beg and I'd plead, please release me from thee. Eternity's long and heaven is far, 'cause you didn't know that I'm much happier now. You didn't know that I'm not lonely anymore. Back to the earth, I gladly return, as divinity hurls me from limbo. So I wander the globe in pursuit of a love that appeared all at once and unannounced. 'Cause you didn't know that I'm much happier now. You didn't know that I'm not lonely anymore. Everything changed. You were the best part, the best part, the best part of every story. You were the best part, the best part, the best part. 'Cause you didn't know that I'm much happier now. You didn't know. And I'm not lonely anymore. And I'm not lonely anymore. Caroline, at the end of my life, will the magic subside?
Stephen Furtick makes it come alive in this Star PowerPoint.
I have a feeling that when God really wants to use somebody in a great way, just like they took the olives to make the oil that went in the lamps, that went in the tabernacle, so that they could burn in the presence of the Lord, had to be hand pressed. so that there would be no pulp in the lamp that would cause the light not to burn as brightly or as long. I have a feeling that God does to the life that he really wants to handpick what they would do to those olives, and he hand presses the life to get the oil to flow from the purest place. That's what the grind is for, to get out my pride. That's what the grind is for, to get out my self-reliance. That's what the grind is for, to get out my superiority. If God would have given it to me too early, I would have thought I was better. But now I can say, I don't even deserve to be what you're calling me.
That's a PowerPoint on Star 88.
What's going on in the news today?
He's the best-selling self-help guru known for rousing speeches. Tony Robbins taking heat after these comments.
I'm not knocking the Me Too movement. I'm knocking victimhood.
The founder of the Me Too movement calling the video deplorable, taking Robbins to task on Twitter. If you talk to more survivors and less sexist businessmen, maybe you'll understand what we want. We want to live a life free from shame. Tonight, Robbins with a mea culpa that read in part, I apologize for suggesting anything other than my profound admiration for the Me Too movement.
Cardi B pregnant. The Bodak Yellow rapper debuted her baby belly on Saturday Night Live.
I'm finally free.
Billboard magazine reports that Black Panther has topped Titanic when it comes to grosses at the North American box office.
Need one more perfect read. Will it be his life-changing moment? Yes, it will. Captain America captures Augusta.
Captain America?
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
No way. I didn't know he was a golfer.
Yeah. You see, when you face off against a mad titan like Thanos, you need a good way to unwind in your spare time. So after taking on the criminal mastermind known as the Mad Titan, Thanos! He was like, what can I do now? We've just saved the universe once again for the 947th time because I'm Captain America.
Yeah.
And Bucky was like, you know what sounds good? Hitting the links.
Okay.
So Bucky and the Falcon and Hawkeye and Captain America rocked a foursome. Hit the greens. It's great.
Stop it.
Yeah. Little known fact, Cap's pretty good at golf. And ended up taking it all the way to the Masters.
Thank you for destroying the
just
song.
won Augusta.
Thank you. Just wanted to hear the song.
I'm just saying, bro.
Good morning. Woo. Welcome to the show, everybody. Live from the Dream Style Remodeling Star 88 Studios. You can text in 505-585-LIVE. And phone lines are open if you'd like to call in at 505-338-3700.
Hey, make sure you get over to YouTube. Sorry. YouTube.com/Star88FM. 50 people away.
Guys.
We need 50 subscribers to hit our first 1,000. We just kicked this bad boy off. What are you talking about? That's great.
It is good. It's good. Come on, guys. Get over there. If you haven't signed up yet, it's easy. Just hit subscribe, and then you just log in with your Gmail account. It's super easy.
Okay.
Okay, that's enough. I'm done.
Okay. My mom just chimed in on Facebook.
Dorothy Jeter, what are you doing?
Listening in good old Surprise, Arizona.
Oh. Surprise, Arizona, everybody. Surprise, surprise, surprise. What movie is that?
I don't
surprise, surprise, surprise. I don't remember either. I was just asking, like, which one was that? I don't remember at all. Before we jump into your story, I would like to share some good news because
we need it.
We do need it.
Good news, ladies and gentlemen.
Good news is good
Bacon
news.
40,
And good news
41,
is...
I got good news and good news. Pretty good.
Put some good in your morning.
Good news, there's a monkey jumping on houses in the neighborhood.
All right, listen up, parents. The next time you yell at your kid for spending every waking minute online, just remember, it could save your life someday. A 51-year-old guy in Northern Ireland named Patrick got home with his family after a skiing trip last Tuesday. and he was exhausted. So he went to bed early. Then around 11:30 that night, his 14-year-old daughter came in, woke him up because their Wi-Fi cut out.
Okay.
Now, obviously, it couldn't wait until morning. He even asked her to let him sleep. And she said she had to have internet access.
I need it, you guys. This is serious.
So, like a good dad, he got out of bed and walked downstairs to check it out. And that's when...
What is that?
What does that smell?
Did you smell that?
Oh, wait. Is that barbecue?
What?
Wait.
Oh, I'm so hungry, dude.
He opened the door to their garage and saw nothing but black smoke and flames. Turned out their dryer had malfunctioned and started a fire. It's not clear if that's what made the internet cut out or if it was just a coincidence, but luckily he got there in time to put it out with a fire extinguisher.
Good dad.
He had to be treated for smoke inhalation, but
they better watch him carefully. I've seen that show.
Yeah?
Goes bad.
Oof.
Goes
yeah,
bad.
right? No one else was hurt. Their house is still standing, and because his teenager couldn't go one night without Wi-Fi, they're alive! That's what I'm talking about. Woo! Always let the kids stay on the Wi-Fi
and bother you.
Stay on the internet.
11:30 at night for Wi-Fi.
All night, every day.
That's really
all
the moral
day.
of the story.
Well, I mean, if
it's a terrible moral of the story.
Think about it, man. Think about it, though, dude.
Tell us what to do.
They probably would have died if it wasn't for the internet.
I mean, that's true.
You guys diss the internet like it's a bad thing. No, man, it saves lives.
Okay, I mean,
it's a good thing.
It didn't actually save a life.
It did.
Okay.
No coincidence there, man.
All right.
All right. Now bring us down with your bad story.
I'm actually kind of bummed, but not nearly as bummed as John Barrowman. He's from the show Arrow. He was the Dark Archer.
Yeah.
Malcolm Merlin, if you will. Sorry if you literally just started watching that show and are in the first season for some reason, even though there's like 6 or 7 seasons, because I don't think you learn who Merlin is until like the 2nd or 3rd. So I just kind of spoiled that one for you. But it's cool. Speaking of spoilers, how about Target? Spoiling his day, his week, his month, his year. John Barrowman is upset at Target right now because he said the employees told him he wasn't allowed to help a homeless dude out in West Hollywood.
Oh, my gosh.
He was shopping when a homeless man walked up to him in the store and said he needed a shirt, and he really didn't want to steal it. So, will you buy it for me? It's $8, and it's right there. He, of course, said, "Sure, bro."
I'm at Target on La Brea and Santa Monica in West Hollywood. I just bought a $40 gift certificate and a jacket and a shirt for a homeless person. And I was just lectured by the Target staff that I was not allowed to do that. Target, that's a stupid rule.
Yeah.
How dare you tell me as a customer who I am allowed to buy for and what I am allowed to buy? That was a homeless gentleman who needed some help, and you need to change your policies if this is what you think of being a good community member, because I'll stop shopping here, and I'll post for everybody else to stop shopping here. It's absolutely ridiculous, and every customer behind me thought it was ridiculous also.
Yeah.
That gentleman needed help, a little bit of help to get him up, to make his day a little better. And Target, you were trying to deny that.
Man! Whoa.
Get after it, bro! He fired us up together.
Yeah.
That's a stupid rule.
Yeah, it is.
Stupid. He complained to Target on social media, and they actually responded.
Shame on you.
Quote, "We're very sorry for the experience you had. We absolutely do not have a policy against this type of purchase and are addressing it immediately with the team members involved."
Shame on you.
Yeah. Apparently, he got a jacket, some Q-tips, a grooming set, a shirt, and a $40 gift card so he could buy food later at this Target.
Wow.
But on the way out, the store's security approached him and said it was against store's policy and somehow, quote, illegal for him to buy stuff for these type of people.
Are you kidding me?
Not joking.
Oh.
Well, they messed with the wrong homie.
That's a
John
stupid
Barrowman
rule.
Doesn't mess around. So there you go.
Man, I don't get it. I was at I don't know if I was at Walmart. I was somewhere, and there was a person in front of me that either card wouldn't work, and so I was like, you know what? Let me pay for it. The guy wouldn't allow me to pay for it. The guy working the register said, no, I can't allow you to do that. And I'm like, wait, what do you mean?
Why? What?
I'm like, this will be my stuff now. So just, And he's like, no, I can't do that. I'm like, what do you mean you can't do that?
Wait, are you serious?
I'm serious.
That is
I had to get
so
a manager
weird.
over and everything. And it was like, they made a big deal about it. I couldn't believe it.
That is the dumbest thing.
They ended up allowing me to do it, but they were annoyed that I was helping somebody because their card got declined.
Were you trying to buy them smokes or what?
No,
man?
not.
Was it alcohol?
No.
I mean, I'm being serious. I'm trying to think of like why wouldn't they let you?
I don't know.
Come on, bro.
I was so frustrated.
Where did you buy them? Pack of Marlboro Reds.
No.
Marlboro Reds in there?
Okay, maybe a couple packs.
Oh, man.
I'm just kidding.
You're helping the addicted. Stay addicted.
No.
You're the worst of humanity.
No, guys, it's not true.
Shame on you.
Oh, man. If this doesn't make you sad, I've got a study that's going to make us even sadder about ourselves.
That's a stupid rule.
It is stupid, John Barrowman. I'm sorry. According to a new survey, 67% of adults say they really miss their childhood. And the average human being says the best age was 9 years old.
Ooh, I remember my 9th birthday like yesterday.
Apparently, we peaked at 9, guys.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And our lives are all over. No, that is not true in any way, shape, or form. The 5 things that people missed the most about their childhood. Number 5, getting to spend time with your parents.
You know what? Yeah, I miss that.
Yeah. I don't know what that's like. Tell me. What's that like? What does that mean? I've always only had one.
I know you did. Oh, my dad almost passed away over the weekend, so.
That's true, actually. Thanks for trying to one-up
I've been thinking about that a lot.
Pray for Dex's dad, guys. He almost died.
He's doing a lot better, though. He has Crohn's disease.
He was in the hospital, and they had to bring him back.
What did you just do?
I don't know.
He what? He was in the hospital and what?
I didn't know the term for it.
What?
It was like, you don't want to say he died.
No, what did you do, though?
I said he... Except it went like
croaked?
I can't do it. There you go.
Croaked?
Yeah, I don't know.
He croaked.
He didn't croak. No, when you croak, it's like...
Permanent? No, that's choking. He actually did, his heart stopped and he stopped breathing, and they had to bring him back, which was scary. So, yeah, he did croak, but they brought him back. They raised him up.
That's a stupid rule.
Shut up.
Top 5 things you missed about your childhood. Spending time with your parents. Number 4, not having to work.
Oh.
See, but if you love your job, I love my job.
It's so much work.
I think I'm going to take the rest of the week off, though, because this car accident thing is not getting any better, and I'm in so much pain.
It's just life outside. Can we just take time off of life instead of...
Yeah. Number 3, playing outside with friends until it got too dark. Who says we have to stop doing these things as a grown-up?
Good call.
You want to barbecue and we'll hang out? Just kick it outside until it gets dark and then you have to leave.
Yeah.
I love that. Number 2, the summers. I do miss that. My birthday is in July. Your birthday's in July. Our birthday's in July. I always look forward to the summer because no school, no anything. You just got to kick it.
How many times, though, did you say you were bored, though? Every summer, it was the same thing when you were a kid.
So true
I'm
for you, I'm sure.
bored.
Not me.
I'm
We had a
so
swimming
bored.
pool. Our butler, Jeeves, was so great. He'd always make us the best sandwiches.
I bet.
Gosh, I was so rich.
Jeez.
That's a lie.
We didn't have the internet. What did we do with our lives back then?
We actually played and enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah, but that got old.
No way, dude. We really did have a swimming pool. We just swam.
Ugh.
Every day. It never got old. Oh, it was great. Number 1, school vacations. What is that?
School vacations?
The number one thing we miss most from childhood is school vacations?
Well, yeah, because you're in school, and the best thing is just the vacation time, like spring break or Christmas vacation.
Yeah, that's true. We don't get those. I always freak out when all of a sudden it's like, guys, we're taking the day off for Flag Day. I'm like, I love holidays.
Yeah.
I love them so much. We don't get Flag Day off.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what's the thing I miss the most. I think, like we were talking about Saturday morning cartoons. I miss that time. Yeah. I'd wake up at like 5:30, 6 a.m.
Those were your quote routines.
Grab my my blanket and pillow and go out in the living room and pour myself some cereal and just watch cartoons, man.
Somebody says this whole thing is bogus. People just miss childhood because free rent, food, and unconditional ojito.
Yeah, but not every kid can say that, which is sad.
Yeah. Wow. Somebody said I sure do miss my childhood, but 9 years old? Nah.
9 years old. I was in San Diego on my 9th birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I don't know where.
Got to spend the summer in San Diego.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Dude, somebody said the best age is now because we have Netflix. Okay.
That's a good call.
No, that is not a good call. A couple sent a wedding invitation to the wrong address, and it actually worked out pretty well for them. Cassandra Warren and Jesse Jones live outside Eugene, Oregon, and they're getting married this June. We don't know how old they are, but by the look of their photo, I don't know, like 20s-ish. About 2 weeks ago, they sent out their wedding invites, and Cassandra thought she sent one of them to her aunt and uncle, but it turns out she messed up the address and didn't send out a wedding invite to her aunt and uncle.
Oh, my gosh.
We're not sure how that worked out. However, some random person got it and responded by mailing it back to them along with a note and $20 as an early wedding gift.
Oh, that's cool.
The note said, quote, I wish I knew you. This is going to be a blast. Congratulations. Go have dinner on me. I've been married for 40 years and it just gets better with age. We have a clip.
When I saw it, I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like, that's so thoughtful of them.
I was just shocked that they even went out of their way, used their own postage, and to send it out.
You gonna cry? Jeez, $20. I don't know if I'd be that stoked.
Yeah, but you should be that stoked because sadly, we kind of stink as human beings. So it's surprising and amazing when somebody does something for somebody else.
Yeah, you could call it.
Just why it stands out so much.
That's a stupid rule.
You're a stupid rule, John Barrowman. The Cassandra said they already sent the person a thank you note, and they have a friend who can't make it to the wedding because he's in the military and being deployed. So they used the $20 to take him out to dinner.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
Right on.
I know. It's pretty incredible. Sorry, your service isn't cutting out, guys. I'm just crying and weepy. By the way, somebody else chimed in and said, the best age? Nah, man. 16. Summertime, staying up until 6 a.m. playing video games, not getting up until 4 in the afternoon.
Girls.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. What?
Why is it always got to be about girls, bro?
Well, when I was 16, that's what life was all about, was girls.
No, it was not.
Yes,
it was
it
about
was.
wishing you had a girlfriend. Don't try and pretend.
Oh, I had a girlfriend.
Wait, you had a girlfriend at 16?
Yeah, man.
That's so cool, man.
I was a sophomore in high school.
Oh, man. Oh, wait. Sophomore in high school? Oh, yeah.
Star on the basketball team.
No, you weren't.
Captain. All the ladies.
Because it was Montana, guys. Everybody hits their growth spurt.
Well, there's only 4 girls in my school. They all loved me.
All the ladies. They had an all-male cheerleading squad because there weren't enough girls.
Yes, it's true.
Moving on. Can we do 5 random facts?
And now it's time for
5
random
facts.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Corona didn't pay to have their beer featured in the Fast and the Furious franchise. The producer just picked it because they said it fit the vibe of the character. The free product placement, by the way, has been worth over $15 million to that beer company.
Jeez.
That is ridiculous.
Not gonna lie, Fast and Furious franchise.
By the way, if you guys would like to be a sponsor of our YouTube page or our Facebook page, just tell us. We'll just start eating like chips during the show or something.
There you
or
go.
Just hold it. Like product placement.
I'll wear a t-shirt, a hat, depending on if it's cool or not.
Man, I'll do anything for money.
I'll tattoo my forehead.
we will not tattoo our foreheads.
Okay, it's not a real
Number
tattoo.
2.
A henna tattoo.
If you spell out every number, 8 is the first number alphabetically, and 0 is the last. How ironical is that?
Wow.
By the way, 1 billion is the first number that has a B in it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You'd have to spell all the way to a billion to get a B.
Oof.
8 is the first. Okay, moving on. Number 3. Hitler had a nephew named Patty Hitler who joined the U.S. Navy during World War II and had to fill out a uniform of any relative who might be fighting for the enemy. What?
Gosh, can you imagine if you were... I'd never tell anybody that.
Patty, P-A-D-D-Y, Patty Hitler, nephew of Hitler. You're like filling out the form, you're like, oh, my uncle is Adolfo Hitlero from...
This has been today's edition of...
1, 2, 3, 4. Random.
Wow, he made it to 3.
Okay.
Good job.
I have 2 more.
Okay.
Number 4, you're required to have a net worth of at least $1.5 million if you're ever planning on opening a Taco Bell franchise. That is ridiculous.
Okay, why is that required?
I don't know.
I feel like that's not cool.
Because it's TB, yo. And lastly, the main reason Will Smith did The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was that he owed $2.8 million in back taxes and needed the cash.
Oh, wow.
So he's like, sign me up. I'll do this TV show. Yeah. 70% of his pay for the first 3 seasons of the show was garnished by the IRS.
Wow.
Listen, guys. Taking it back to Genesis, bro. If you do right, you'll be lifted up, right? But if you do not do well, sin is crouching at your grave, and it seeks to eat you in the face. It's not like that's a little paraphrasical, but I mean...
Genesis 4:7, right?
Wow. It's almost like you were looking at my computer.
No, man, not at all.
If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin is crouching at the door. Its desire is contrary to you, but you must rule over it.
Beautiful.
So that it doesn't eat your face. Or something like that.
All right, we're done.
Okay.
Guys, have a great day. Thank you again to Diego Sanchez, the Nightmare UFC legend. He hung out with us for about an hour. Go back. We're going to upload YouTube Live and Facebook Live here in just a second. You guys can go back and watch and listen. We're on demand through the app. It's Star 88, so you can download it to your phone, or you can go to star88.fm. Guys, have a beautiful Monday. We'll see you tomorrow.
That's all we got. There ain't no more. That's right. Time is tight. It's the end of the show.
You are my strong tower.
Cutlass in concert. Cutlass at Inn of the Mountain Gods on Friday, May 11th. Dove award-winning band Cutlass. Information